nous avons fait bail.
Beautiful.
Nous kay vini c'est mon ka coûter à des messieurs devle ngai monter madame Cheka kay monter en bas d'ici ya souvent City Gate Bar doa.
Oui, doa. Oui.
Côté monsieur a fait couche là. Explique ba madame Kaouzina because I say mon ka chez moi que explique moi dit bon madame Kaouzina yo ka aller. Ba madame Kaouzina langai body gayan is lucky la titakliba City ba.
Okay.
Langai je du bout à madame Rofine Jeblé mais comment ni masla
ba ça oui. All right. Eh bien, je vais dire ça plus tard.
Tout ces gens bien bon matin and glorify Lord à l'occasion.
That's right.
Mais just it's a pity que fait mal la peine. Ma saboué c'est juste ça because of la poussière.
Saboué.
By volcan noir.
Oui.
Oui, ma saboué. So anyway, ni un bon lesson.
Merci. Okay, bye bye. Dis bonjour à moi, dis bonjour.
Oui, il a raconté.
All right, bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Beautiful. All right, Sanusha, that was Macheka, and she's going to be here tomorrow with all of the goodies, all of the checker rubs, all of the man get well, all of the checker, what's the other one, boy? I'm trying to remember the one for the hair. And she's going to be right there on Jeremy Street, right in front of City Gate Bar. You have to look out for a slim, dark lady with blue eyes. That's why you'll be able to identify her. Special good morning to you. Hello. Good morning. Hello? All right, so we lost this one. 9:28 is our time, St. Lucia. It is Thursday, and if it's a Thursday, we do have in studio our lawmen, the police officers, talking law with the police, and they will be here momentarily, maybe in another 15 minutes, so we should get our program on the way at 10 o'clock. We hope you're having a great morning this far.
Well, I do. And that your Holy Spirit.
Beautiful Thursday morning to you. Hello?
Bonjour, champagne.
Moi bien après bon Dieu, what about you?
Moi bien, non bon Dieu.
Oui, moi content de ça.
Et puis moi content la prière, ou demander la prière tombée.
Oui.
La prière devant champagne qui vient lui demander.
Hein?
Moi dis maman champagne comme ne pour dire bon champagne de la prière pour mouiller terre, la prière de mouiller terre.
Eh qui bon, ouais bon Dieu qu'a écouté nous hein?
Oui.
Bon Dieu qu'a écouté nous.
Ah oui, pour la prière.
That's right. That's right. Et qui est important la prière, very important.
La prière est importante. Ça va faire petit jardin, ça va ouvrir.
Ah ouais.
La prière va ouvrir l'eau.
Et Wasco content tout le temps?
Oui,
parce que nous déjà là en mauvais temps sec.
Oui, ça va.
Hein, so qui manière ba yé koto?
Assez bien.
So la prière pas pour rien.
Mais il a des fesses.
Eh ben moi content de ça.
Oui, Coco.
All right, Doudou.
Eh bien, bonne journée.
Eh bien, vous aussi.
Et puis, moi, pour te sortir.
Bye bye. Have a good day.
Je voulais dire bonjour à Macheka et Monsieur Redman.
Oui.
Chez Bewed, Pamoli.
That's right. All right, Doudou. Merci. Bye bye. Ni bonne journée. Of St. Lucia. Good morning to you, wherever you are. I want to say a happy Thursday to you. Even if it's raining, it is still a beautiful day, as always. Beautiful morning to you. Hello.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Champagne. How are you doing?
I am doing good. What about you?
I'm all right, thanks.
Yes.
Can I have 5 minutes of a plea with you?
No, unfortunately, I would not be able to go off, darling, because now we're on WhatsApp and we're on Facebook, we're on TV. So the things I was able to do before, I'm not, I don't have that kind of privilege now. But you could call me after the show.
Message you. Oh, okay.
You could call me. You have my personal number. Would you like to get it?
Yes, I have it.
Okay,
yes.
So call me at about after 12.
Okay, then.
All
I'll
right,
do
darling.
that.
Yes, thanks a lot. Yeah, it's not possible these days to go off air that much because we on TV, we on Facebook, we on YouTube, and before I had that luxury, but now I don't. Hello, good morning.
Impossible, but it's possible for me to talk to you.
How are you?
I'm okay ever since I'm trying. I don't know what was wrong.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
2 days to go.
Tomorrow is my day.
It is tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow is the last day of the month.
That is right, that is right.
And then I am giving everybody a gift as a holiday, but praise God, but it just fall on a Saturday, so a lot of people blaming me for it falling on a Saturday.
No, well, your birthday is tomorrow, the Friday.
Yes, and 1st of May is a holiday.
That is right.
So I always give people a day, the holiday, as a gift from me.
Oh, I see, I understand.
That I can celebrate on the holiday.
Oh, I understand.
Because my children will always be there with me on the holiday.
Oh, wow, beautiful.
So, from this morning, I'm dancing on the ceiling, so I don't know if you get that song. If you have a chance. Hey, girl, what you doing down there? Dancing alone, you know.
That's the one you want?
Yes. I can see your music playing.
Okay.
So you know. I am there. Tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is not my day, but the Lord will permit me to see that day.
Any preparations? Any nice things for tomorrow?
The children say it's on Saturday, but I've said nothing.
Okay.
You know what I wanted for my birthday, my 69th birthday?
Right.
A flag of St. Lucia.
Oh, wow.
So last week, and it's not today, it's how many years I want to buy a flag of St. Lucia to put up in my house.
Right.
In the ceiling. Every year, it must be over 15 years. So I told my children, I don't want anything is a flag of St. Lucia.
Okay.
So my daughter telling me, what you going to do with it? So I say, I'm a born Lucia.
Amen. That's right. That's right. That's right.
When I am dead, you put that flag in my coffin.
That's right.
So I hang it there, I'm alive. Anytime I'm going to place it in my coffin.
You are a born Lucian.
I'm a born Lucian.
That's right. That's right.
So I don't know. I get the flag, but I'm getting the flag.
You know, I can tell that you're very happy about tomorrow.
Birthday.
Oh my goodness.
Because my nights for how many years are not always good.
Oh, I
so
see.
anytime the day comes and it's coming, you know, like that thing say, it's coming, it's nearby.
Yes.
So it's nearby is tomorrow.
Wow.
But I will get the flag this year.
No, listen, I could tell that you're excited. I know you're very happy tomorrow.
I'm dancing on the ceiling.
And the good thing for me tomorrow, God willing, I will be in studio, so I will be able to play you about 3 songs.
Praise God.
So you need to...
Mr. Alice know my songs too, don't worry.
Yes. So Saturday morning, Mr. Alice will be able to play you the rest of them.
Because my children said, because of some of them that are working, so they'll have breakfast, because my son that's working on the airport have to go to work.
Oh, you have a son that works at the airport?
I told you that Jamie Nogis.
What department he works with? You know?
I really don't know, but he's working in plain clothes.
Well, he must know me because I'm right at the...
He know you.
Oh, he does?
Yes.
Okay. Well, don't forget to give him my cake for me.
I don't know if they'll bake cake.
You all didn't make any cake.
I just wanted a quiet something.
All right.
To meditate on 69 and to enter 70.
Amen.
The will of the Lord.
That's right. That's right.
Dancing on the ceiling.
I will play your songs.
I'll burst it out.
I will play Eagle, what you doing down there, and then I will play dancing on the ceiling.
What I'm doing down there.
All right, you
know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Waiting for tomorrow.
That's right.
Blessed.
Amen.
Bye-bye.
Well, have a good day.
You too.
All right, beautiful. And that was our beautiful Miss Moran. She have been counting down those days, boy, from the start of April, from April 1st. She have been counting down her birthday, and it's going to be tomorrow. We need to ring the bell on that for our beautiful lady friend, Miss Mora. Happy birthday to you, and I will be playing a couple songs that she requested. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Good morning.
How are you, darling?
Good morning. I'm fine, and you?
I'm good, thank God.
All right, let's jump into the season. Politics.
Yes.
Champagne. This morning I listened to the recording Norbert played.
Yeah. I have it.
And I was under that live when the gentleman came out and he was speaking of it. I was watching it live.
Oh, really?
And the amount of slurs and insult to that man from the Labour Party supporters was unbelievable.
When will they stop? When will they stop?
It It was unbelievable, Champagne.
When will this
We're going back again. When this gentleman talk about the churches that are not coming out to say anything, they're not talking.
Yeah.
I will always bring back God's word into this. God tell you in his word when he was setting up government, he said, do not take bribe. Do not take bribe. And the churches are not giving Caesar what is due unto Caesar. They're not paying taxes. They're not paying taxes around the world.
Well, I think
churches are not paying taxes, so they cannot be vocal. It will be difficult for them to come out there and say the truth.
Well, I think the churches, there's something that has been implemented by the governments of the world so that churches could be exempted from tax. I think that is in there.
But that is the thing I am telling you, because the Bible tells you, give Caesar what is due unto Caesar.
Yeah,
so if you're not giving Caesar what is due unto him, you have to, when Caesar is doing crime and thing, you cannot talk. That is a bribe.
Well, if Caesar...
You cannot say anything. You have to stand there and take everything that they are doing.
Yeah, but if Caesar exempts you...
few of them that have it in their heart to talk, they will talk.
But if Caesar exempts if Caesar exempts you, I mean, there's nothing you could do. You have been exempt from Caesar. Right?
Give Caesar it. You have to do what you're supposed to do. Anytime we go contrary to what that is in the Bible, you will get chaos.
Yeah.
You will get chaos. Leave that there. Another thing. Let's go again. What that happened to between Guy Joseph and Mr. Henry? Again, I will tell you all. I will tell St. Lucia, the nation of St. Lucia, that there is more to come. There is more to come. And remember I told you that? I told you the Prime Minister is not the one that will be calling that election. That election in St. Lucia is between God and Satan. And I see it. I have seen it. I have seen all the malice that is in it. I am studying it, and that is what that will happen. And now, St. Lucia, we need not because we are into politics, the Christians, those on the road, those that say they believe in Christ, those that say they believe in God, Jehovah.
Now, we
need to analyze that well.
I respect your opinion.
We need to have God in our heart, because I keep on listening to Guy Joseph, that interview he did with you there. And Hot 7 took clips from that interview.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I need St. Lucians to watch that and watch it and watch it and listen. And with their own conscience, their own heart, analyze that clip, these two pieces of clip that Hot 7 played there. Guy Joseph told you there is no need for him to carry a gun. Right. And everybody knows what a gun symbolizes. There is no need for him to carry a gun. He doesn't need that. He tell you his protection is from the Lord.
Right.
Guy is an outspoken person. When I see Guy, I see a little bit of me in Guy. And I like him for that. Truth. He may not be perfect, because I am not perfect, and God tell you no man is perfect. But God instills something inside of him, and he's doing what he has to do. And that man tell you he doesn't need a gun to carry around. He feels safe. His protection is God.
Amen.
And look at the other side. What the other side is carrying. He has the gun. He has the gun. Champagne. The Labour Party, when I analyze these people, what that happened, that it was plotted.
Yeah, we all know
and
that.
I thought of it, I stayed on my bed, and I don't just stay and think. I pray to God, because I tell you, my relationship with God, what it is. I like politics, I analyze politics too. But that thing that is going on there, it was plotted, and it was plotted well, and God has the last say, and he has the final say. And he stopped it right there, and he used Guy and Mr. Joachim because both of them going to church.
Well, I'm going to ask a question.
Both of them say that they worship God.
I am going
and
to
we will see what will be. It have more to come, Champagne.
I am going to ask a question. I am going to ask a question, and that question is, was that same individual had an altercation prior with the same Adventist church at one time in Tuapiton? I'm just only asking a question. I'm only asking another question. Was that same individual had another altercation with a doctor that after his daughter had sat the common entrance examinations and did not make it for a particular school, was that individual had an altercation with a doctor that corrected those papers? I'm only asking two questions, okay? So those questions that I just asked, it needs to be looked into. So when people are out there being very sympathetic to the individual and making it seem as if his grieving had caused him to do what he did, there are questions that needs to be asked about the same individual, and I'm going to leave it right there for now.
And that's what I'm telling you, Champagne. What that is going on there, the people, the public out there have to keep quiet. Shut up and allow God to do his work. Keep quiet. Stop making Satan blind you. Keep quiet and let God work unfold.
Yeah.
It's manifesting. And we're going to get to the bottom of it. And St. Lucia, my beloved country, milk and honey, God gave it to me to survive in with my family, my friends, and with those that truly believe in him, because I know I truly believe in God.
Yeah.
I am no hypocrite, and I can God call us hypocrite. I am one. And we will see at the ending what God will reveal to us.
All right, Daddy.
And the election will be called on time at the right time.
Amen.
We will see.
All right, sweetie. Have a good day.
Have a blessed day.
All right, bye-bye. Right. You know, every time it approaches elections, there's so many hostilities. And most of the time, and listen, I'm not going to take the United Workers' Party of it, because I've been a member for a long time. But I could tell you, 95% of all of the abuse, physical and verbal, more verbal, has been conducted by the Labour Party. And this is what they're about. And Sir John told it to you himself. He said the 1979 election was brought about on corruption and a lot of violence, and people were afraid to go out to the polls. 1997, same thing. The only elections in recent time that the SLP has won without any acts of violence is 2001, and that was called ahead of time as well. Let us see what's going to happen with this one. These guys have no chance of winning this election, so this is why they're going to cause a lot of problems. I want to hold back on the calls for just 2 minutes. I have a beautiful lady who is celebrating her birthday tomorrow, and she has requested a song, 2 songs for that matter, and I'm trying to rush through it because we do have our police officers here in a little bit, so I want to play those 2 songs for her. For this is going out to our beautiful Miss Mora, and she wants to hear this one, so I have to play this one. Knock 3 times. Tony Orlando. Good happy advance birthday to you, Miss Mora.
Hey girl, what you doing down there? Dancing alone every night while I live right above you. I can hear your music playing. I can feel your body sway. 1 floor below me, you don't even know me. I love you. Oh my darling, knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. Twice on the pipe if the answer is no. Oh my sweetness means you meet me in the hallway. Oh, twice on the pipe means you ain't gonna show. If you look out your window tonight, pulling the string with the note that's attached to my heart. Read how many times I saw how in my silence I adored you. And only in my dreams did that wall between us come across. Oh my darling, knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. you meet me in the hallway. Oh, twice on the pie means you ain't gonna show. Ceiling if you want me. Oh, twice on the pipe. If the answer is no, I love you. Oh, my sweetness means you'll meet me in the hallway. Twice on the pipe means you ain't gonna show.
Tony Orlando, a special song going out to a beautiful lady who's celebrating her birthday tomorrow. Miss Mora, happy advance birthday to you. And she sounds very, very excited about her birthday. She's going to turn the big 69. And Sweet Juice loves that number for whatever reason. Happy birthday to you, Miss Mora. We want to say a special, special good day to you and your entire family. Special good morning to you. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Champagne. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank God. What about you?
I'm fine.
All right, it's raining.
Mr. Champagne, I want to send greetings to my sister.
Yes.
I love her so much.
Yes.
Her name is Georgie Clessin.
Georgie Clessin.
And while I have that breath, Georgie Clessin. And while I have that breath, I want to let her know that I will be there for her just as she has been there for me.
Yes.
Yes. In difficult times and in
Good times, yes.
Right. I love her, my eldest sister, Georgie Clessin.
All right.
I wanted to play any song by Tammy Wynette for her. She loves Tammy Wynette. Any song by Tammy Wynette will do.
I will be happy to do that. What is the rain doing to you? Are you affected by the rain?
No. My house is closed. No the ashes. I'm hearing it outside.
Great.
So I am not being affected.
Oh, great.
I am alone. I'm closed inside.
Yes.
So everything will be all right with me.
Beautiful. And you listening to Sky FM.
Oh, all the time.
All right, darling.
All right, then.
Have a good day. Beautiful. All right. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Champagne.
How are you, sir?
Morning. Hi there. Champagne.
Yes.
With this tracker in the street, just imagine if Sky FM was not around.
Boy, we would be in a lot of trouble.
You know?
We would be in a lot of trouble.
I heard a lady call this morning and ask for Guy Joseph to forgive Joaquin Henry.
Forgive him?
I think Guy Joseph has forgiven Joaquin Henry. But what I am saying is, with all the attacks on Guy Joseph,
my goodness,
his family,
last 15 years,
his family, for the last 15 years,
yes, sir.
Champagne, there are people who have been around Guy Joseph. When they cannot get him, they victimize these people.
Yes.
Who is asking for forgiveness for these people? You know, what has Mr. Joseph done?
That is the question.
This kind of thing. What has he done?
So this is the question, Colin. Bear with me for a minute. So you don't see an attack on Ezekiel Joseph. You don't see an attack on Spider Montoute. You don't see an attack on any of the other male parliamentarians of the government. But you constantly see a verbal abuse on Mr. Joseph, and now they have taken it one step further. Had that guy gotten his way, he would have probably have a physical abuse on Mr. Joseph. Like Mr. Joseph said, he don't believe he saw him. So the question has to be asked, and you just ask it. What has Mr. Joseph done to these guys? I know what he has done to them. They have undermined him for 15 years. He thought he was a farmer, a bourgeois. He couldn't speak properly, an Indian, a this, a that. He's bus driver. So they believe in their mind he had no right to be in the House of Parliament. But the great God took Mr. Joseph and raised him up high. And those very men with their doctorates and all of their degrees, he is a more outspoken, intelligent, brilliant man than all of them put together. And this is their problem.
Champagne.
This is their problem.
Mr. Joseph, let me tell you, Mr. Joseph walked the constituency for years without police protection.
That's right.
Without police security details. Why now? Something I believe threats have made on Mr. Joseph life. That's why he has security details.
Of course.
Why? What has the man done? Why a native of the... Okay, here is something. We don't want the white man. He's not a St. Lucian. What is Mr. Joseph? Born and bred St. Lucian. Why all these attacks against the man? Why? His family, his wife has got into this thing.
Caller,
people who just support him.
But we should not be surprised. I'll tell you something. I was not surprised, but I was surprised, and I'll explain the two. The Labour Party, anything they do or say doesn't surprise me because I know this is their MO. This is how they operate. The surprise was who the individual that got involved with what was happening there. So they used this man. Like this man was used. This is not anything to do with grieving because of the loss of his son. This is nothing to do with that, and I've said it from the onset. This has nothing to do with the man losing his son. Because if you're a smart individual... Hello? Are you there?
I was coming to that because...
Okay, so go ahead.
Mentioned his son.
Okay, go ahead.
I never really mentioned his son. I heard talking about he's using his money, and it's a financial matter.
Exactly.
You know, but I don't know, Champagne, because Mr. Henry, he came, he did what he did. He never went to his. I mean, in your life as a Christian, it's God first and your family.
What defines someone? Caller, stay with me because you just use a word there, and I want you to explain that to me if you can. What makes someone a Christian?
Your faith, you're supposed to be God-fearing, your belief in God, your way of life. Something what I'm saying.
So no, I want to stay with you for a minute. I want to stay with you on that for a minute. I'll give you a chance to talk a little bit. Sorry.
Okay.
So a Christian is someone that walks in faith, and he follows the word Christian came out of Christ. So your character has. Go ahead, caller.
God-fearing child in Christ's life, you know. But what I'm saying, okay, Champagne, he's grieving. Yes, let's sympathize with that. But after you did what you did, you never went to your church, which is supposed to be the first priority in your life is God and your family.
But caller, how do we know that the money? Listen to me, caller, and we continue to hear he's grieving. I know if you lost a loved one, you're supposed to be grieving. But how do we know that the man is actually grieving? If you are grieving, you are not trying to get involved with these criminal acts, my friend. This is not what you do.
Champagne.
This is not what you do if you're grieving.
I'm saying again, when he did what he did, or even before he did what he did, why didn't he go to the church as two Adventists?
That is my point.
And use the church as a mediator between the two of them.
The same elder that he shoved. Why he could not call that same elder? Because he must know them. Because he has. I'm certainly sure he has been to that church. Because he's the same. He's above the same faith. Why didn't he call that elder and say, you know what? I am going for some problems. Mr. Joseph had said some things, and you are close to Mr. Joseph. Can we sit down and have a discussion about what is going on with myself, Mr. Joseph, and you as our as
Champagne? What I'm saying, the head of the is on Calvary Road. It is closer to Calvary than to go to Forest here.
Let me tell you something. The man could have served as a mediator. The elder could have served as a mediator. And I'm certainly sure if this man had called the Honorable Guy Joseph and said, listen, I would like to have a sit down with you, our elder, and our elder would serve as the mediator, the Honorable Guy Joseph would never refuse that. He chose to do something different. Okay? So listen to me. I grew up with this guy. I know the guy very well. I've said we were on the same club, on our same football team in Bacatel, Adidas Strikers. I know the gentleman very well. I am not buying this grieving nonsense. Champagne is not buying. You know why I'm not buying it? Because of the gun incident. If a gun came into the equation of that whole scenario, why was your gun taken away by somebody else, brought to another individual to take to the police? In my mind, it's telling me, I'm not going to say I'm right on that, my mind is telling me that this individual probably wanted to go with his gun. And they asked him not to do that, and that gun was probably taken away from him. I'm not saying I'm right on that, but I'm no dunce. Okay? I'm not an idiot. I could read through the lines. If your gun was taken away from you, it means that you probably wanted to go over there with your gun. Right.
Champagne, we don't know if the gun was taken before or after the incident.
Well, that's the only way we could go on because we heard that. That's what we heard.
But what I am saying, the gentleman needs help. You know, he need to make it worse. You know, Champagne, imagine this guy will feed the poor ministries in the boulevard. When Mr. Joachim was on the talk show the Monday morning, the guy actually called and quote a passage of scripture from Jeremiah endorsing what Mr. Henry did, you know.
Which guy is that?
The guy feed the poor ministries feed the poor ministries. What's his name? The ex-police officer. Gasper?
He quoted something endorsing what happened?
He quoted a passage of scripture from Jeremiah endorsing what Mr. Henry did.
Wow. Well, boy, I didn't hear that, and I'm not going to hear it because I don't listen to these programs. Anyway, my brother, I'll tell you something. I'm asking a question, and I'm asking a question again. Was there an altercation with that same individual at another SDA church in Trois Pitons, where another elder was disrespected? That is one. And I'm asking the question again, that same individual, was there an altercation between him and a doctor, when I say a doctor, not a medical doctor, in regards to his daughter not making it to the St. Joseph's Convent School as with her results, and there was an altercation there, and I leave that as that. The same individual. Okay?
Champagne, now in the Champagne history will show that violence is how I say it, is a practice of the SLP.
Oh, we know that
Champagne,
for sure.
As a young boy, Champagne, I remember after the 1979 election, when the power was in 1982, I think it was 83. You remember this guy who was represented grossly, the owner of Rentoku, Peter Phillip?
Mr. Peter Phillip, I remember him very well.
Right. In a motorcade in Ancillary, when they ride in Ancillary, this guy was given a dose of Quaguate and they had to leave his vehicle in the police station.
All these people have preached, my friend. All what they have done to St. Lucia is wickedness.
I can vividly remember in that same year, election year, Clarence from Bali came to represent Castry South as a candidate.
Yeah.
And a young man took a stone lash in Goodlands. That stone came from somewhere up on the laundry and hit the guy on the head at the back of the truck and fell on the road, and the truck had passed on the guy, you know.
My brother, let me tell you something. I am happy that you are bringing those things out for the younger people to hear how these people have operated. In 1987, and I've said it here before, I was attending a Romanas Lancico meeting in Menard Hill at Ritty's residence. Someone threw a stone after Mr. Lancico. It missed him and hit Ritty right in the chest, and the ambulance had to be called in. I was standing about 2 feet away from her. These people, this is what they do. And I'm asking the question, why is it that this thing continues to happen and it has never been stopped by the law? And I'm not saying the police, I'm including all the other arms that governs the law. Why has it not been stopped from 1979? What is the problem? Anyway, I have to run, caller, because I do have my police officers. I have to run because our officers are already in studio, and I want to try to play a song for a birthday lady. So we'll talk tomorrow morning, God willing.
Okay.
All right, my brother. Have a good one. St. Lucia, it is a special good morning to you. It is a rainy one. We have 10 o'clock, and as always at 10 o'clock, we have our police officers. So let me do one more call, and then we're going to go into a song for a beautiful lady, and we're going to get into our programs. A beautiful morning to you. Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, sir. What about you?
They're quiet. It's like rain, like cats and dogs down here.
And that is a good thing.
Yes, it is, of course.
Yes.
But I just want to add my voice this morning on as to what that's really taking place in our country. Champagne, there seems to have no law for the big boys.
Apparently.
The reason why I'm saying this here, last year, you remember what happened in the Pure Catholic Church?
Where?
In the Pure Catholic Church, when that.
Oh yes.
That guy,
yes.
the guy came there and then
That's right.
He came in the church and he was disturbing the people's church service.
And they said he was off for sound mind, and he was not. They said he was crazy.
No. I know the gentleman very well, the young man very well, and the man presently at Bodley, remanded at the Bodley Correctional Facility.
Oh wow, yeah.
So, but if what the young man did was an offense, what's about Mr. Henry? What he did? So how do you call that?
You know, caller, when candidates themselves take it to a different level, this is scary. I know they incite their supporters in terms of violence because I mean it's clear, we have seen it before for decades. But when they go and do it, when they are involved and take it to the next level themselves, this is very, very scary. What it does is, if my candidate, if my leader, if my guy can go into a church and demonstrate this act of violence, I can do it too. This is exactly what this says. And this thing has to be looked into by the police. I believe a report needs to come out. There needs to be a press conference regarding what transpired there by the police commissioner. And the police commissioner is a guy I love. I love the police. But I'm saying when the candidate, you know, if it was Guy Joseph, the Honorable Guy Joseph, that had done something like that, you know we would have a burning down of car streets today.
Oh, yeah, but probably, Mr. Joseph might be at Bodley presently.
Let me ring the bell. They would demand that he's been arrested. They would demand, the SLP would make everything possible to make sure. If it was Champagne, they would demand that I get arrested by the police, and I would be arrested. So why is it that this man is not arrested? Oh, well, brought in for questioning.
Champagne,
it's unfair.
What I'm saying here this morning that they haven't attacked Mr. Joseph for years and he never reacted. He just taking it easy, even the Prime Minister.
So they're taking advantage of him, caller. They're taking advantage of him.
So, but Champagne, they need to investigate that thing thoroughly because the gentleman there, if he had went to the church and started firing shots in the church, they need to investigate that because remember this guy is a firearm license holder.
Caller, I would like to engage you a little deeper, but we will do this tomorrow morning, God willing, because we're about to get a program started. Okay?
But the police you need to raise that thing, raise that issue with the police this morning.
All right, the inspector is there, so let's see what happens. All right, Colin. Thanks a lot. All right, beautiful. All right, St. Lucia, unfortunately, we will not be able to take in any more calls, and I know you will be calling, and the phones are ringing, but we are about to go into our program this morning, and we have two gentlemen in studio. And when we have the law boy in studio, we are very excited about it on all of St. Lucia, because this is what we do here at Sky FM, bring all the information to our beautiful people. Inspector, you adjust your... Yes, let me before you... Yes. Our callers, sorry, I'm not going to be able to do any calls for this time because we are going into our program with police, talking law with the police. Gentlemen, a special good morning to you, and so welcome to Sky FM.
Thank you, Mr. Champagne.
Yes. How are you, my friend?
I presuppose well.
All right. And I mean, Inspector brought you here and he had indicated to us last week. So let me ring the bell on that, Mr. Inspector, for bringing the gentleman. So if you want to say, give our beautiful...
My name is Llewellyn Phillip, and I'm an insurance agent with Guyana and Trinidad Mutual.
Yes.
And I would like to just have a small salutation to my management and staff.
Yes.
And also our one of our agencies, Mirage Agency at the Blue Coral, and our Viewfort branch.
All right.
Shock branch as well. GTM family, good morning.
All right. And Inspector, good morning to you. Looking bright as always.
Morning, Champagne. Yes. Now, I didn't tell the gentleman, our guest, that I'm a policy holder. so you'll have to give me something.
You have to give me something on that.
Discount.
Yes. I agree. I agree with that.
I promise to be gracious, but just be kind to me. So
all right, beautiful. So, Inspector, you said that you were going to bring the gentleman, and you want to remind St. Lucia what was the reason for bringing our guest this morning?
Yes. Champagne, in recent times, you have had a spate of serious road collisions.
Yes.
And we know the problem, Champagne. Even... I mean, you had a little encounter
recently
where your vehicle sustained damage for no fault of yours.
No fault, I was parked.
And you had to suffer some inconvenience.
I had to get money from where it was.
You
to
know,
pay, to fix my
and even if you were compensated, I'm hoping.
Yeah, I was, but it was not exactly.
But you had to come up with that money.
That's right.
That you didn't budget for.
Amen.
Champagne. And you know, it happens in all aspects of life. It can be a hurricane, it can be a sudden wind, an earthquake, and you don't have that money in reserve.
Yeah.
And then you have to come up with that money. And in terms of serious collisions where you have serious multiple casualties, we see it all the time as traffic officers, as police, Champagne. People get injured, and the offending party, the party that's, well, both parties, the aggrieved parties and the offender, does not have.
They don't get any
insurance.
compensation. Yes, it's true.
And then, although it's mandated by the law that if you have a motor vehicle on the road, you must have at least a third party.
Yes, some type of coverage.
Coverage.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the gentleman would give you, dissect it.
Beautiful.
As the expert, we're going to dissect it, open it, bow you,
That's
the heart
right.
on it, brain,
That's right.
do another
That's
autopsy.
Right. Yes.
We open to do a little autopsy
on that situation.
the situation and explain how does it impact the economy, the public first, and then the economy at large.
Yes, yes. Well, listen, I want to say again, thank you for bringing in the gentleman, and I'm trying to remember the last name again.
Philip.
Mr. Philip, good morning to you, sir, again, and thank you for being at Sky FM Studios, because what we do here, we bring out the information to the general public in terms of various, incidents and what is going on with our country. And you are an insurance man. And do you have coverage just for motor vehicles or all housing and... what kind of insurance?
Well, we do general business.
General business.
Yes, but for today, we'll do specifically with motor insurance.
Okay,
so
beautiful.
If questions come up with regards to house insurance, personal insurance, and so on, we'll be able to give it a short...
The first thing I want to ask you, sir, is when you insure your vehicle, you are presented with a list of I'm trying to get a word here.
The
coverage
providers. The coverage policies or whatever you get, and we tend to not read it thoroughly. We rush through it because we're excited that we have coverage, we pay our monies, but we miss out sometimes the most important parts, especially flood damage. We don't have, there's a specific extra amount of money you have to pay for flood damages. What would you say to motorists that comes into an insurance company to insure their vehicle? What are the advices that you're going to give them first time?
We look at where you live first and foremost. If you live in an area that is prone to flooding, we would advise you to take based on the value of the vehicle. So we want to start with comprehensive with perils, comprehensive alone, and then we have third party. You
use the word with perils. What is that?
With perils would cover flood.
With perils would be extra.
Extra.
Okay,
all right,
beautiful.
right. Whatever other what you might call acts of God.
Okay, beautiful.
Your vehicle will be covered. For these as well.
Right.
All right. And then we have the third party fire and theft, and then we have third party, which is the last, which is mandated by law. That's a must. Right. And the whole machinery of insurance is to transfer risk. So you're transferring the risk of you getting hit or you knocking another vehicle or not necessarily another vehicle, but any third party under the law as it's called, a person or property.
Okay.
That the insurance company would stand in your stead for the premium that you've paid the coverage for.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, great. So you just said a third party fire and theft.
That is correct.
So that is something outside just third party.
That is correct.
But that is the problem because we don't ask for that. Are you supposed to ask for that, or the insurance is supposed to tell you that?
We can discuss your needs, your financial needs. You see, you need to understand. You need to understand. When people come to insure, if they think they have a jalopy, they just say, just give me cover. Just give me cover.
That's right.
If you have a vehicle that you have spent money on and you want to keep it for 10 years, you find out what best coverage you can get for what you can afford.
Oh, I see.
That is it basically.
I understand. So the vehicle owner is the one that has to make the determination what you want.
That is correct.
So I have my little 14-year-old BMW outside there. I try to keep it fresh all the time. So I go into a third party and I say I would like coverage for fire and theft. Third party fire.
Yes, as long as the vehicle is well kept and so maintained, yes, you could be offered.
So, from the top of your head, what would be the extra payments on that?
I don't have the.
Okay, let's assume you pay $1,000. Let's assume you pay $1,000 for just third party. What extra you think would be
probably
for?
1.5.
About 1.5.
1.5, 1.4 there.
An extra 500.
Yeah, 500 to 400.
I understand. Yes. All right, Inspector, I'm going to go over to you because I know you have some questions.
Boy, my guess is talk about Gila Pleadion. He starts talking about.
He was talking about you before you got that. Before you. Okay. All right.
All right, but how important it is, because from the law enforcement standpoint, I know how important it is, but our consumers, our public, do you get the sense that they really understand how important insurance, having at least a third-party insurance, is?
I don't think so. While it's mandated by law,
yes.
I think it's sometimes called a necessary evil.
Yes.
Oh boy.
I want to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you hit, for example, I just don't want to promote any vehicle.
Yes,
but when you hit another person, now the vehicle is not an issue, because if you want to argue, you can say a fender can be replaced.
Yes, yes.
That's,
yes.
I mean, an insurance company can do that.
Yes.
You know, a nose cut or something like that.
Right.
But when it comes to bodily injury,
yes.
that's another story.
That's
yes.
These parts cannot be replaced.
That's
Yes.
right.
The cost for just care tapping is money.
Yes.
This person is unable to work for a period of time.
Yes.
And you might not have a quaputa in a Godmore to say, look.
Yes.
And so therefore we take on that responsibility of injury to persons, injury to property. And so this is what is necessary. What event can happen at any one time?
Right.
You can get hit, somebody can hit you.
Yeah.
And do you have anything to back you up? Do you have you transferred any of that risk? That, in other words, if you do not transfer the risk to us, that means you are carrying your risk.
You are carrying the risk. The burden.
That's abundantly clear.
Yes.
We have to make that abundantly clear.
Yeah. A third party holder runs into an Audi, brand new Audi, and that Audi is, well, I would not say total or write-off, but that Audi got extensive damages. Maybe damages into the extent of maybe $25,000. How does the insurance handle that based on the person being a third party holder?
We have to bring the vehicle back if possible. If not a write-off, we have to replace. The purpose of insurance is replacement, to put you back where you were before.
Where you were before the incident.
Before the incident.
But there has to be an investigation being conducted prior.
Oh yes, that's part of it.
I want to go back. My vehicle was parked right there in Bacatel on the last day of the year, and a young guy ran into it.
Yeah.
And he didn't have insurance, but his dad helped out a little bit.
Yes.
But my insurance, I was fully covered. Listen to this. My insurance only gave me $3,000. The damage was $15,000. So I asked the question, well, what was the reason for that? And they said my vehicle based on its age. Listen, I have a full coverage, comprehensive coverage, but they're now going to go into the equation with the age of my vehicle. And they showed me something after the fact that I didn't read. And that is why I told you about why we were supposed to read the policies thoroughly throughout the entire policy. And they showed me now, that is when I'm claiming, that where it states that the age of my vehicle, I could not get full compensation based on the age of my vehicle. What would you say about that, sir? And I had no choice just to take that $3,000. I told you the damages were $15,000 on my vehicle. So I had to pull the slack from somewhere. My vehicle is still not fixed 100%.
Okay. Well, I cannot speak to your provider.
I didn't mention the name anyway. So.
Right, of your provider. But it's something you might choose to look into. Look at the policy document and see where there is this clause based on the age of your vehicle that you'd only be able to be compensated for whatever percentage of the damage. Yes.
And I guess you were never aware of
I was not aware, and that is, I believe it is my fault as well for not reading through the entire policy. And you just mentioned it. Someone coming with a vehicle, they're so excited they want to get coverage to be on the road because everybody's excited, especially when they go into a new vehicle for the first time. They have coverage, so they figure they're all right. But there's a thin line that we always need to see about.
No, but what is important, Champion, is that while the whole the whole frenzy of the new vehicle is there.
Yes.
The policy document is there in hard copy.
Exactly.
It's in hard copy and it's in your glove compartment. The purpose is to be stored there, but not to be read there. It's to take it out from there and read it and make sure. For example, there can be a mistake in the spelling of your name.
And that could be a problem?
Well, they would have to look at your IDs and so on, because now you need 2 forms of ID. And it's just for you to double check and make sure that the sum insured is correct and all of that. You know, human error can come up.
Why insurance constantly be called volley? And let me say this. People have gone into insurance offices with weapons.
I've heard of that.
You have heard of that.
But I have not experienced that.
I'm happy. Let me ring the bell for you on that. if you have not experienced it.
No, I must say not me, but GTM by extension have not experienced that.
Oh, great. Well, you guys must have been doing something good.
Well, what we've been doing for the past 20 years is to settle our claims as soon as possible.
Wow.
We understand the inconvenience. For example, if you live a rural or suburban, that means you have to get bus. Sometimes it's not easy where you are. You have to get your children to the bus stand and all of that. So we try to get the police report hold us back sometimes, but we still look to navigate to circumvent as much of the red tape as possible, just to make sure that our clients get back on, in some form of
I'm still going to ask
functionality.
I'm still going to ask you the question all day. You just said GTM has not got involved in that type of altercation, and that is good stuff. But why do you believe it happens, though? Where people go with cutlasses and knives to threaten agents of certain insurance
But you
companies?
see, it's to understand the process. When the police takes the report, I'm not sure if the police has everything to have facilitate a report. That takes a skill set. Now you have cameras now. So at least that can assist you. Sometimes the shock of the accident and all of that, and the frustration of the duration of time that the officer gets to get the report, and it's not smooth sailing. It cannot happen overnight. But your convenience is overnight. Instantly, next morning you wake up and
you want to have your vehicle.
Yes, you have your family,
but that's not possible.
And your business as well.
Yeah, but that is not possible. There's a process.
There's a process. However, dependent on the nature of the accident, you can have some form of reinstatement, saying that you'd have another vehicle for loss of use. But that depends on your relationship with your insurer.
Now, my policy as well, when I stayed down, my vehicle was not in use for about 2 months, and I had to get myself a car rental. I had to pay for that. Although I got a good, I had some people that helped me out. But the policy also stipulates that you need to, if your vehicle is out of use or in the garage,
loss of use is correct.
Loss of use, the insurance is supposed to provide you with a vehicle. Isn't that so?
That is correct. And
is that automatic, or that is special as another part of the policy?
On the comprehensive, I think that's inclusive. On the comprehensive.
But I didn't get that.
Yes. So I don't know whether your comprehensive was minus or plus. So I'm not sure.
Is there something?
No, I'm just saying.
But interestingly, you mentioned the police report as one of the factors that would probably delay the process, settlement of the
because that would have to be part of what takes into consideration the determination of the case. Who was wrong, who was right.
Yes. So until that is done, there's absolutely nothing that could happen to the client.
Based on the need of the client, based on the rapport of the client with the insurer, something can be done.
Because it would be unfair for the insurance company to act on the client's on the client's part without a police report. You need the police report to make the determination.
I mean, there's nothing cast in stone. For example, a nose cut or fender bender, something minor where you can just, there might not be a fender on island, and you can get from a neighboring island, it might have to be ordered. The person would say, well, okay, I can roll still, I can take my family from point A to point B. And there can be some flexibility.
Yeah. Yes. I see you have an open book there. You want to give us insurance? Because our people are out there to learn, because we have a lot of issues with insurance companies in St. Lucia. So anything you want to alert St. Lucians on, anything significant?
First and foremost, one of the things that happens with accidents, people forget to report, or they think the reporting of the accident is not important unless there is bodily injury.
Okay.
However, every accident must be reported to the police and your respective insurer.
Okay, and our inspectors.
Yeah, because most times what happens is there is a miscommunication. You had an accident, you never reported it to your insurer, and the other insurance now is writing to your insurer saying, look, this
that's right.
so-and-so had an accident, my client had an accident, and this is so-and-so, but that has not been reported. So to facilitate us dealing with the claim, it's important to let your insurer know you had an accident. Whether you were wrong or right, that's not your determination to make.
But you think that reason is because the individual believes that he's right, that is why he doesn't
No, whether you're wrong or right.
No, I'm saying the individual may think because he's wrong, he would not report it to his insurance.
Well, if he choose not to
because
report...
Because your premium would step up.
Oh, well, he would have to self-insure the damage. He would have to self-insure the damage.
Yes.
So that's your choice.
Yeah. Now, as you mentioned that issue about parties not reporting, it is their responsibility, and I do agree. We, quite often you get persons involved in collisions, well, as victims, the passengers, Champagne, and the driver, especially, that is commonplace on public service vehicles. You have 6 passengers on the vehicle. An accident happens. 4 passengers leave. At the time, they don't feel any pain. They leave the scene.
Yeah.
The driver is not aware of who he has on his bus.
Right.
Let us see. Because the driver picks up.
He wouldn't remember. No.
He wouldn't remember
No.
unless it's somebody they have a conversation and so on.
Right.
Down the road, the person feels some pain. They go to the private doctor.
2 days later.
2 days, 1 week.
Yes.
And then they go find out the Champagne's insurance is GTM.
Yes.
They go to GTM. That they had an accident on Champagne's vehicle.
On my bus, yeah.
Even if a police report has been generated, that name would not feature as a casualty on that vehicle.
Yes, because
so GTM now cannot process that person.
That's right.
They send the person back to the police. The police is hearing that person for the first time in 1 month.
Right.
That happens all the time, Champagne.
Yes.
And then they say the police. They don't report the accident.
They didn't report it, yes.
But they say it's the police that trying to prevent them from getting compensation. The driver is unaware that they were on the vehicle. The police obviously is unaware because the police get information from the driver and on the scene. And then we have that problem, and it's now between the back and forth between the insurance and the police. Now persons don't understand that they have that obligation. Even though, Champagne, it may happen that you are unconscious on the scene of an accident. You're taken to the hospital. You spend a few days there. When you recover, or even on that same evening, your family would be called. Because the police visit the hospital after to find particulars. Because they may not always meet everybody on the scene. And then it is their responsibility, the police, to inform the next of kin that Champagne had an accident at midnight. He's now at so-and-so hospital. But during that time, well, the police would know that, so they would have that information if they proceed to the hospital. But sometimes, like I say, that person don't go to the doctor, to the hospital. They go to the private doctor.
Yeah. So what happens in such a case, Mr. Phillips?
Okay, let me just read you a section D here. Additional coverage: removal and securing of vehicle after an incident.
Yes.
Up to $500. Medical expenses for the owner driven and or spouse. Loss of personal effects. I don't even want to go into the breakage of windscreen and so on. Let's look at the humanitarian aspect first and foremost. And that's the crunch of the matter.
Yes.
That is the crunch of the matter.
So based on what the inspector was asking, because this is important. So there's an accident on a bus, a minibus in particular. 3 people get hurt, but the other 4 people walked away from the scene. At the moment, they're not traumatized, they don't feel any, but they got hit in some way that is unknown to them. 2 days later, they start to feel this waist pain or neck pain. So they go to the doctor. The doctor asks you, but they say, well, but how did you get that? Did you fall somewhere? No. What happened? I don't remember. And then the person say, well, I was on this bus that was involved in an accident. Then the doctor say, it could be, probably is as a result of the accident. How do you settle this thing? Because there's no information from the police. There's no information from the bus driver. How does an insurance settle that?
Well, the driver would have to, in his statement, include how many people was on his bus. He must do that.
Right.
The medical people will confirm how many injuries there were.
Yes.
And who walked off.
Okay.
On their own volition. So we have to establish that.
Okay. Yes.
However, we are still responsible because it's third party, a whiplash, whatever. You might not feel it now, but that's part because the person was a passenger on the vehicle at the time of the accident.
Now I'm going to come on the insurance side. How does the bus driver never marks any face. He collects his money and he drives away. So someone can fake that thing and say, well, you know what? I was one of those passengers on the bus.
Yeah, but Champagne, everybody would not have a certain loss of memory. Let's say
it's true. Yes, it's true.
I want to be real with you.
Yeah, you're right.
I want to be truthful.
No, you're right.
Right. And so, as a matter of fact, whenever anybody boards a bus, he's entered into contract.
Yes. Yes.
He's entered. As long as he's stepped in, he's entered into a contract with the bus driver to take me from point A to point B, just as I am. Whether I have weave or no weave. Whether I have lipstick or not.
Okay.
Your 50 cents or 150 is to take me from point A to point B, as I am. If I get there, there's an accident. Therefore, that's where the insurance takes responsibility for your passenger.
Now, callers, we are not taking any calls yet. We should be opening our lines at 11 o'clock. And I know you're eager to call in because this is very important to a lot of people. So we will be taking calls from at about 11, maybe in another 34 minutes. Yeah, this is really, really, really serious.
Yes, just before the thought comes out. We have heard, Mr. Philip, that excess passengers, and I want you to address that for me and for the public. If you have a minibus carrying, that's licensed to carry 12 persons, and you load it with 15, and there is a major incident where all 15 persons are injured, the extra 3 persons on that vehicle, are you responsible? Is the insurance responsible for coverage of those persons?
You're now bringing me before the High Court. But I will choose to answer to the best of my ability. GTM would provide insurance coverage that is licensed by the state for 14 passengers. If you overload that vehicle by 1 person to make it 15, you carrying the driver is supposed to take on that responsibility.
Is it
because on our document is that the vehicle is licensed to carry 14 passengers.
Right.
That's abundantly clear.
Right.
Whether they are babies, toddlers, infants, 14 is 14.
14, yes.
The law does not bend on that.
So you're saying in case of a 12-seater vehicle, the insurance that you provide, coverage that you provide is for 14. But what's in the case?
No. If the vehicle is a 12-seater, its capacity is 12. And the driver takes on 14. Okay. The insurer might choose to take on the coverage for his extra and take him to court. For the difference.
Okay, so you're saying all the excess passengers
are his responsibility. Because he has broken the law. In fact, he has reneged on his contract, both with the law of the land and his insurance documents.
Yes.
Okay. So he's reneged on 2 occasions, on 2 separate accounts.
Yes.
Right? So we must make that abundantly clear.
Yes.
So the days when you used to have the children sitting behind the driver and saying they're small, you can't get away with that.
No.
The child is a passenger.
So a seat is a seat.
A seat is a seat.
Now I'm sure we're going to get some issues with that.
But let me before you even make that an issue, anybody you give a ride, who's not a member of your family, you're fully responsible for that individual.
Yes.
Fully.
Say that again.
Apart from your family,
right?
And even if your family, apart from your family, anybody you give a ride, or whether it be an open van, your car, whatever, and that you get into an accident, you have to report wherever passenger who was with you on your vehicle, because you are responsible for making that declaration.
Right, but that person is still covered.
Yes.
No? Okay.
Yes, you give the person a ride. So, but you just throw the person on the side.
What about in the back of pickups? Because we constantly hear persons are not covered when they're in the back of pickups. Do you guys cover?
In the back of a pickup, if it's your family, I think it's different. But to give somebody a ride, if they happen to fall off, that matter would have to be reported to your insurer.
Why is that though? Because you're still on the vehicle. Is it because it's open up? Is it because
well, I don't think the back of a vehicle is designed for passengers.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't think
that is the reason.
I don't think it's designed.
Okay.
Or if it is designed, or
it's
if
a cargo vehicle.
Right. So if you put seats and so, you let your insurer know. I know some contractors have that arrangement with their insurer. So if you notice, they have the sitting capacity and the tool rack.
Right.
That you can go into some arrangement with your insurer.
With your insurance.
Yes,
so
but you
has
can't
to know about it.
Yes, but you can't just be picking up people here, there, somebody fall off, and then you get a claim that you're not even aware.
St. Lucia, I'm happy that the gentleman, Mr. Phillips, had made that clear. For those people who are asking for rides in the backs of pickups, if that pickup gets into an accident, you are not covered. Is that a fair statement to make?
Well, if the driver genuinely wants to give you a ride, he would offer you in
the back of the vehicle.
No, in the vehicle.
No. So I'm saying if he genuinely give you a ride, but he puts you in the trunk, in the back.
Well, that's his responsibility.
So whatever happens to that individual is on him.
That is correct. But if you hop without his
well, hopping is something.
No. If you hop, that's not his responsibility because he never even acknowledged you.
I understand.
That's different.
Now, very interesting. I know that persons hop my vehicle, they hop your vehicle.
Yeah.
And you may see them in the review, you may acknowledge them, and you may not tell them get off.
Get off, right.
Is that accepting that responsibility? Because if you continue with them...
No. As long as you continue without making a statement, the responsibility is on you.
Yours, right.
Right. But if you say, I am not responsible for you, please get off, and they choose to stay, and you let them know that they're staying at their own risk.
Well, Mr. Philip, we have had a lot of problems with that issue. Because most guys, like you say, people hop your vehicle. And immediately, they slide and they fall off. They tomorrow morning, bet your dollar, at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, they will be knocking on your door.
Yes. So and so is that Tapillon.
Yes. That person is at Tapillon and you have to pay.
That's
what they tell you.
Sustained a broken leg or fractured something.
You have to go and see that person because the person is at the hospital.
Yeah. We have another big issue in St. Lucia in terms of guys. How do you classify a written off vehicle? How do the insurance classify it? I know we often hear as long as your chassis is bent or your windscreen, your front screen is broken, then it does determine a write-off. How do the insurance determine a write-off vehicle or a total vehicle like they say in the States?
The insurer would have liaise with one of the licensed garages, and they have the equipment necessary to qualify a write-off. In your eyes and my eyes, we might say it's still the vehicle can be replaced or it's a write-off. But when I guess they put it up on the hoist and they look at the chassis, they look at the airbags and so on. So there are a number of factors.
So the airbags, once they deploy, is automatic or no?
I don't think it's automatic because right now airbags can be replaced.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
there's nothing that can be replaced.
What
Only thing
about-
that can be replaced is life.
That is true. That is true. So your front windscreen totally gone.
That can be
replaced.
That's not a write-off.
So the chassis would be the one of the biggest
determinants.
Determinants
Yes,
of the
of
vehicle
that.
is right.
That's right.
Some people are having a difficulty. Some guys say, "Well, my vehicle, I don't want it that way because it's right off." That is not up to the motorist.
No, you're not qualified.
You're not qualified to make that determination.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
The garage has in fact, they are certified by the Ministry of Communication and Works to carry out that mandate. And if you're not satisfied with one garage, you can get a second opinion from another.
So every insurance company has that specialist in regards to vehicles being right off. Where they go to, or that is provided by the government.
Well, the government provides a license.
A license
To the garage is certified that your garage has that capacity.
Right.
And the garage will write a report. So it's not just word of mouth, stating the extent of the damage.
Okay.
That's correct.
All right. Go ahead, Inspector.
Going back to the injury and sustained from accidents, it's a great cause, no doubt.
Yeah, but Inspector, hold. Our preconceived notion is our vehicle.
Yes.
But let me make a point here that I said earlier on that on average, the average insurer can replace a vehicle.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes.
Like that. When you have a vehicle, let's say omnibus with 14 passengers who have hip dislocation, arm, replacement. That's in excess of 100,000 already. And you have 14 people. If you have 14 people coming up with something like that, you're talking about 3-4 vehicles. Easy. Pain and suffering is not even added. We have not added medical bills. We're just looking at the injury. We're not even looking at who might not be able to walk straight again. So we're just scratching the surface.
And sometimes it might involve overseas treatment too.
Most times. Yeah, nuts and bolts, pins and needles. You know. And so people now have to take it to be more conscious of the fact that these things are possible, and when they happen, they have something in place to take care of that. And that's where insurance comes in.
Is that why I'm told from my investigations and my inquiries that not all insurances cover motorcyclists and some minibuses?
Let me explain. It's not the motorcyclist per se. It's not because there is coverage for motorcycles. There are motorcyclists who ride carefully or cautiously. Likewise, you have fellas who want to run from one bus stand to the next for 50 cents. Which is putting passengers at risk. To get to that point, that there might be 4 other people to reload. And so it's all a matter of driving, knowing that your I don't want to call it your cargo, but human life. You deal with human life. And it's how the respect we have for human life as we conduct our business. So it's not goods that you're just checking at the back of a vehicle and say, okay, if it fall right or it fall left, it will straighten out. It doesn't happen like that. You have people who are disabled who take a longer time even to get on or to get off. We have the elderly, we have nursing mothers, we have pregnant mothers. So all of that brings us into a certain level of humanity that we should extend a little more time. And we as a people as well have to, use our good judgment and see that someone is favoring a right or left leg, that we can shift a bit and even exchange seats to make it, to facilitate them, We go in the same place for 50 cents, 75 cents, 150. It's just an expression of our humanity.
Now, I know the insurance companies, there's a lot on their plate because they have to provide coverage for all of, their clients. But wouldn't you think, well, I'm not going to say you, a lot of people I've spoken to in that regard have always said that the insurance is really, really high in terms of the coverage. And you have minibus drivers saying they pay in the extent of $10,000.
But let's.
That is a lot of money.
Okay, let's put that into a economic perspective. To replace your vehicle, the vehicle is 200,000. To replace that vehicle of 200,000, which you are forwarding that risk to us for that premium, but we have a responsibility to you. We have a responsibility to you for replacement. That's it.
Sure.
Simple. That's straightforward.
So basically,
so you don't want to say, okay, it's not a thing of rolling a dice to say I will never or I may or I may not. That's non-existent. You have vehicles passing you left and right on the highway with people. Things can happen. You can have a low blood sugar. Anything can happen to any of us. And so we have to be cognizant of the fact the premium you are paying vis-a-vis the possibility of the extent that you can put even yourself and other people into. This is where we have to balance and counterbalance the equation. But we think because you pay that, but I don't want to say you write off, but you write off, we can replace a write-off, but we cannot replace the lives of 12 people. That's not possible.
So basically, based on what I'm hearing, that huge coverage or that amount of money that's been paid for coverage is, yes, it's covering the vehicle and the driver, but it's more the passenger.
That is correct. That is correct. Against the risk of bodily injury, and might not even be these passengers on your vehicle. It might be people on the side of the road. You see, it's to bring, and that's where I think that's my purpose here, is to broaden the scope of insurance, and not to just leave it as just a fender bender. That's way more than that. Way more than that.
I understand, and that's very interesting.
For example, GTM, the accident that happened in Soisel near Ancivogne, where the vehicle went down. They were insured with GTM.
Where we
that's in Soisel.
That's where we had those 17 people and one.
That perfectly correct. Perfectly correct.
That's a few years ago.
That is correct. And that's just to show you one example of what can happen.
Yes, yes.
The possibility of what can happen, God forbid.
So basically, you're saying the insurance is at risk most of the times.
I like how you put it. So we're now exchanging places. And we had to we made a payment to the family, and so we cannot bring the lives back. But at least the major breadwinner was not there. There were other people who were parents as well.
Right.
I think it was a family.
So the ones that were never born, how did that go?
That I don't quite remember, but I know the family, the family or relatives respective were compensated.
Okay,
that's right. Yes, and that was by GTM.
Wow. Yeah, that had to be a big blow on the part of.
Well, not a blow, but we have to honor our agreement.
Yeah,
we have to. You must.
You
must honor your agreement, and it's part of what insurance coverage is all about.
Yeah. Now I like that word that you use. You have to honor the agreement.
And that's both ways, eh?
Yes.
And that's both ways. And insurance is called utmost good faith.
Yes. People tell you, and you hear drivers say that, adults say, well, I buy the vehicle from Champagne, and he has to tell me I can use his insurance.
Yes, you hear that all the time.
Use his insurance to do what?
Still has coverage.
Yeah, you know,
Champagne vehicle is insured.
It's still covered, with GTM.
August.
Yes.
2021. I purchased the vehicle today. And then I'm of the view that I can use
yes.
No. You can't. But Champagne does not have an insurance that is Champagne's own.
Yes.
Let's get that abundantly clear. Champagne has insurance coverage that is covered by GTM.
Yes.
Or by whoever else.
Yes.
Yeah. So Champagne name is on the document. So if the vehicle gets into an accident,
they know me.
It's Champagne name they call him. We don't know you.
That's right.
So whatever thing you have with Champagne, you deal with Champagne, but we know Champagne.
What happens in that aspect though? If I sell a vehicle to Inspector Chico and I still have a 9-month coverage, can I transfer the remaining 9 months on his name?
No, that's not possible. You have to come to us. We cut whatever the credit is to you. We can reassign it to another policy, or we can pay you the difference.
You could pay me.
Yes, we can pay you.
But he gets nothing. Unless if
he's not uninsured. He's not uninsured.
Okay.
You are uninsured. We know you.
Right.
Yes.
But we don't know him.
Yes.
So my 9 months.
You're dealing with him have to go through a process.
Right.
You have to go to Road Transport Board with the change of ownership.
Yes.
Of which you have to bring to us. Yes. And then you say, look, you bring in the policy and say, I'm selling my vehicle.
Right.
So we put a cap on it. This vehicle was sold to whoever.
Right.
You might choose to stay with GTM or you might choose to go elsewhere.
Anyway, yeah.
That's fine. That's your right. That's your prerogative. Yes. So we know that is done. So if you want to leave that sum as a credit for your next vehicle or whatever, we can have a discuss on that.
What if I want to transfer that balance to him? Is that possible?
No, well, you have to write us.
Let me try to fix it. Let me try to define that. So he's going to stay with GTM. I sold the vehicle to him. I have 9 months left on the vehicle coverage. And he wants to stay with GTM. So he has to pay for a full year, which is an extra 3 months. Can I?
No, he's not paying for a full year. No. The annual time span on any vehicle with Road Transport Board does not change. You can sell that vehicle 20 times. The registration date stays the same.
Right.
That's correct.
Yes.
That is correct.
But the registration date is a year.
That is a year. But at the time you sold it to him, you said you only had 3 months, so you have 9 months.
I have 9 months.
Right.
Yes.
So we can sell him what's called a short term, which is meaning the 9 months.
Right.
So not the full year.
Okay. So I get that.
Now that doesn't happen automatic. Because you could have had a no-claim discount that's different to him. That might be his first vehicle.
Right.
So insuring him that's something else.
Yeah,
he might well be moral risk.
Because his premium would be higher.
He might well be a man who just got his license.
Yeah. They're taxi drivers. I want to go somewhere. There are a lot of taxi drivers and bus drivers too that have been driving for 20 years, 25 years. They have never gone into an accident. They have never made a claim. Isn't there a little form of compensation? I know the premium declines all the time, it decreases, but isn't there some form of compensation of a good driver or good policy holder that they get from the insurance? Is that not possible?
Okay. You glossed over what is called your no claim discount. So your no claim discount, it's a discount mechanism that comes. The credit builds up by 5% every year in which you did not have an accident, or if you had an accident, you were not wrong.
Right.
All right. So this goes up as your credit. against your premium.
Right.
That is correct. So this is one. The insurer, by nature of the duration of your affinity with them, may choose that you have other policies with them, and they can choose to give you a discount in other areas. Maybe your house insurance and so on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or to give you a preferred rate. So that is, but on the books for that specific, have to be done, because when the auditors are doing their report, GTM would have to state all of these would have to come into play. Your no claim discounts, your whatever, how long you have been with us, and so on.
So that individual is 25 years with GTM and never claimed, never got involved in an accident, never made a claim. What is the lowest his insurance could get to?
Well, it's not the lowest, because he's not going to keep nobody keeps a vehicle for life.
No, but the policy is still there. He's still a client of GTM. Let's exclude the vehicle. Even if he buys a brand new BMW or Mercedes-Benz, I know it's going to go up because based on the nature of the vehicle.
The value of the vehicle.
The value of the vehicle. But the individual has been there and he has not made a claim of in an accident or anything for 25 years. How low? Okay. Let's take off the brand new vehicle into the equation. So he keeps his vehicle. He has the same vehicle for 20 years. How low can the insurance go for him, for that individual?
That is according to the insurer's discretion. Discretion, yes. So that's not something that's cast in stone. That is according to the insurer's discretion. However, what we must not lose sight of, I've heard that statement across the board many times.
Because we have a lot of drivers that have never been involved.
I agree on one hand, but on the other hand, the same risk of the insuivant still is. We are always exposed.
So when you have one angel, you have a devil on another.
Right, and so we're not saying because you never had, you will never have.
That's right.
But we are carrying what you have not had. So that's what we're doing in essence. But we're honoring you for keeping your agreement, with us, and being a good client.
Where does an insurance disregards a client? Is it someone that gets involved in accidents very frequently, or you a bad driver? Because I've heard of insurance not accepting certain people to be part of the insurances after so many accidents. Is that the possibility?
That is one, but you have other areas. For example, if you consciously give us wrong information and we get to find out otherwise from another insurer that you were there and this was the nature, that means you have not acted in good faith, and we can turn down your request for insurance. It's our right. Any insurer can do that.
That is scary, because if that individual goes everywhere he goes is the same response, what happens to him?
Well, that is one mechanism of providing the average citizenry from one who is prone.
One is prone to always being involved.
That is correct.
Yes.
So this is another measure. So while the law itself does not discredit or give a minus, like the states and so give you a minus for an accident, this is our form of that mechanism.
That responsibility is on the insurance.
That is correct. So we cannot be taking on one who is already prone.
Yes.
Knowing that we already have the responsibility of all the load we have to others, and taking one who is already prone. Because a man can have 4 accidents.
In a year.
One after the other.
Yes, something's wrong.
Something is wrong.
Something is definitely wrong.
Something is wrong.
Yeah.
Something is wrong.
Go ahead, Inspector. I know you have some stuff there. I see you laughing.
I know some persons who have had to.
But
anyway.
No, but you can have. I don't want to make it sound rigid. But when you look at some accidents out of carelessness, some might not be your fault, but that's different. So we deal with each case on its merit. So let me make that abundantly clear. It's not the number of accidents, but each case on its merit. You just rolling your vehicle out of the garage,
and you could hit something.
Something hit you.
Yes.
I have a friend who tell me he has traveled and he lived overseas. He tell me insurance. One thing, the 2 cheapest things in St. Lucia is insurance and bread.
Really?
Yeah.
You find, and he found insurance to be cheap.
Insurance, third-party insurance is about $2 a day.
How about that? If you divide, and that's now that we come
$2 a day.
Now that we come, now that we come into the mathematics of insurance. If we were to divide 365 by your premium,
see how many
you realize. Look at what I'm exposed to every day, and look at what I'm paying for cover every day. And we carrying the burden of that.
Now, Champagne, imagine you mentioned the minibus that's carrying 15 passengers on our highway. 15 lives. They're paying $15,000
for the
year. That's 365 days.
Yeah, that's heavy.
That works out to be, if my math's right, about $5
per day.
A day, you know.
Well, I don't know. I'm good on math, but I have not calculated that at the moment. Then I know it would work out to be 1,000 something a month.
If you multiply by 5 by 365, you would get more than 15,000, right?
Okay.
So you're paying $5 a day for insurance of operating your bus.
Yeah.
That is.
Well,
compared to the risk, the payout.
It is coming across as to be low, but with the lump sum, and I want to get into the lump sum. A bus driver has to come up with $15,000 for coverage. Well, I went really high. Let's say 8,000.
Now let's stay with your 15. Let's
stay with 15. Is that money? Is there a breakdown in that payment, or he has to come in full with that 15,000?
Again, it's the nature, your rapport with your insurer. But GTM have payment plans in place for our clients. Yes.
It looks like a quarterly, half year.
Well, I cannot go into what what your disbursement is, what you can afford. I'm not in your pocket. I'm only speaking on our end. For comprehensive coverage, we can arrange a payment plan.
Now, there's something I noticed the insurances are doing now, and I'm really pleased about that. They alert you when your insurance is going to come to the end.
Yes, one month or 2 months in advance.
Yes, they call you in advance, they let you know. So there's no excuse for a minibus driver or taxi driver or even any ordinary private car holder to say, well, I forgot my insurance. Because I know the insurance agencies, they call the clients to remind them of the insurance day. That is good.
Yes, so therefore that obligation of your coverage is yours.
That's right. And it's not up to the insurance at that time.
No. We call to give you a reminder. I guess. Well, I can vouch for GTM.
Yes.
After we post email you the info for your renewal, you'd get a call saying, look at your renewal date is due on so and so.
Yes. Now we're going to open the phone lines in another 8 minutes, guy. I know we have up to 12 o'clock, so I know we have a lot of people who want to call in that regard. Anything you want to alert St. Lucia in regards to the insurance companies and the way you go about doing
insurance should be viewed as insurance as a whole. If we look at the whole construct, is a risk mechanism. But let me give you that in a nutshell. The role of the insurance of the motor, we're just dealing with motor insurance for now, is carrying the load for the citizenry in a sense.
Yeah.
That we're protecting the driver and we're protecting the citizens at the same time for a minimum or minimal fee. We are taking into consideration the economic value of carrying that load.
Okay.
And that economic value is huge.
Yeah, I know it is.
Huge. Very huge. Now, let me give you a small example. You have one family, let's use one family, and the father or mother gets injured.
Yeah.
They have children to take care of. One at OKU, one at Tapio, based on the
extent of the injury.
Some auntie, somebody have to be taking care of these children. They have to go to school. They have to eat, they have to drink.
Right.
The parents providing are physically unable.
Yeah, the providers
who carries that load?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who carries that load?
I understand.
But I guess we don't see it as that. And so the role of insurance is to carry the whole functioning and well-being of the society as a whole, whether you're insured or not. Because if something knocks you, we have to take care of you.
That is true.
Yes.
And so when you look at medical bills, just medical bills, your care, your everyday upkeep, not because you're at OKU to think you don't have needs, you must eat. While you're recuperating, Wasco and Lucilec don't stop.
No, they don't.
You're
right.
We have mortgages, we have rent.
The insurance looks into this equation and takes care of all this?
Well, at least you have, your most important thing is recovery. Physical recovery first and foremost.
Right.
And that's where, according to Inspector Hare, the headache comes. You get somebody around next morning, he tell you, look, my dad is at Tapio. He has a broken this or broken that. But you were not aware. He might have walked off with just a fracture. And next morning, later.
So when the insurance make that payment to that individual, do they take into consideration the bills and everything that have not been paid as a result of the person not being able to work?
Well, the not being able to work does not
well, there's no coverage for that, but I'm saying.
Yeah, but the medical bills, yes, the hospitalization, medical bills, or medical care as a whole.
So,
yes.
But that individual spent a month in the hospital, but they were not able to work. Let's assume that individual was a self-employed person, and he was not able to work.
No, the camera saying I didn't realize he wasn't on.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
okay?
I have to save it.
Okay.
And that individual was not able to work, but the bills are mounting up. That individual is a self-employed. Let's say he's a farmer. So does he get a certain amount of coverage for just that 1 month that his bills had gone up and he was unable to work?
No, we would not be able to cover his bills. But what we can pay for is called, what is called on the insurance would pay for is called pain and suffering.
Pain and suffering, right.
That is correct. So in addition to his medical bills, pain and suffering is somehow calculated.
I get
and that, that would, well, not block a hole,
yes,
but cushion some of his expenses.
The expenses.
That's right.
All right, Inspector, before we go to the phone lines, we have 5 minutes. Anything you want to do?
I just wanted to...
There's a lot I want to ask, but we don't have the time.
Make a correction. In terms of the $15,000 annual insurance,
yes,
it worked out to be $41.
Yeah, per day.
Per day. All right. Okay.
Okay. So I just wanted to make that. Because I know our people are.
Oh yeah.
They are very sharp.
No, but in a day you would make a bus driver would make more than $41.
Oh yes.
Right. And so we're saying for a day we are providing you coverage with how many trips you make per day for your 14 passengers.
Yes.
I want to commend our bus drivers based on our terrain in regards to roads. We don't have huge roads.
Oh yeah, man.
And especially in the battling, and we get accidents with our bus drivers every so often. And what would you say as an insurance agent in regards to claims coming in from bus drivers in particular? I know taxi drivers, you don't always hear anything, but the bus drivers, where would you put it? What percentage?
But let me first go back a bit. I think before you had the owners of bus drivers assigned the buses to many people who were just drivers. And you remember there was a state of accidents all over at one time with a lot of that.
Yes.
And the insurance had to revisit their coverage. So now that the Minibus Association, the NCOPT, is that umbrella organization has now come on board in a management capacity to bring on stream some kind of a guidance. You know that some minibus associations were retrained.
Okay, yes.
And so a lot of work has happened in the background. Yes, okay. And so to highlight to the driver themselves the risk involved in the trade. And so I think we've come a long way. You notice they have uniforms now.
They do. Yes.
Yeah, so we have come a long way. Yes, so GTM in particular is working with these associations.
That is great.
Hand in glove. So that we can provide a better service to not just the minibus association or the minibuses, but to our clients as well by extension. Because whatever happens to the minibus, we've been trumped.
It affects GTM.
Yes, we've been trumped into that as well. And it's to provide a holistic service. Yes, to the nation.
Beautiful. Anything else you wanted to alert our people with?
Well, I guess
you have a whole lot of documents
I'm like a lamb to the slaughter.
Well, listen to me. I know our callers will be happy to crucify you this morning because there's a lot of angry persons out there that are not too pleased with insurance companies.
Yes, but at the same time, there are also people who look to forward fraudulent claims to insurance as well. So while you think that yes, we are honest and open with printed document, there are people who have had and people came back and boast and said,
so how you make that determination? How you experience to realize that it's fraudulent?
No, but a number of things can come back.
Well, you don't want to give that out.
No, we don't want to give.
I understand. All right, so we're speaking here with Mr. Phillips, and he's an agent from. Are you just an agent or you're the manager? What are you?
Well, for here at your station, I'm managing here for now.
No, from GT. All right, so we have an agent here, Mr. Phillips from the insurance company GTM. And we're speaking specifically about, vehicular accidents and claims and everything else. But you could ask him a question regarding housing and whatever else you want to ask him because he's an insurance man. So our lines, we're turning them up, and I see I do have a call already. So let us take this call. And we have another one on the other end. I know it was going to be coming fast and furious. A beautiful morning to you. Hello.
Good morning. How are you, family?
I'm doing good, my friend. Good morning.
You could imagine I was with GTM for 15 years.
Yeah.
I with GTM. Never make a claim. For 15 years. I buy a vehicle which was 9 years old. I went to GTM. I tell them, well, I have a vehicle that is just 9 years old. What kind of deal they will give me for fully covered? They tell me they will give me up to $4,000. I tell them, give me something better than that. They tell me they're going to call me back. I search around. I look around. I get a deal for $3,000 and a change. I go back to them and I tell them, well, I get a deal for $3,000 and a couple change. What they can do for me?
Yeah.
They tell me the best they can do for me is $3,008. I went wrong again. I went wrong. Insurance I never been with. I don't know them. It's just somebody introduced me to them. I go to them. They give me fully covered for $2,700. Which is I get some other friends that were interested asking me, well, which insurance then? I introduce them to the same insurance I did and they get a good rate. So GTM, I just shame on them.
All right, thanks a lot. Any response, Mr. Phillips? He said that you heard the question, you heard what he was saying.
Yes, I heard it. The negotiation with any insurer, it's a dialogue.
Yes.
If you think what we're offering based on the service we are providing you in terms of a claim,
yes,
that's your right. That's your right. While we agreed you have been with GTM for 15 years and we did facilitate you, but you find what we facilitated you for, the price you choose to look elsewhere,
yes,
we happy for you, sir.
Yeah, all right.
Yes, that's your right.
A beautiful morning to you. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
Okay, good. Well, I'm a GTM client also. So I want to ask, if you've had an accident, isn't an agent from the insurance agency supposed to come and look at the accident scene? And if they don't come and that thing is lagging and the other person you have had the accident, assuming that you have wrong, you accept wrong, must that person who is in the wrong pay the excess first while the insurance agent has not visited the accident, has not seen the two parties involved, vehicle, and made any claim, any report also? That is what I want to ask.
All right, thank you. You're going to respond.
Okay, so if I get your question well, you would have liked the intervention of the insurer to get involved in the settlement of your case.
Go ahead.
Am I correct on that? Is my understanding?
So he was just
okay. Is that my understanding?
Yes, left.
Okay, all right. If on the scene of an accident, you're supposed to notify the police of the accident, and the police would write a report. That report, if either party have not established that they were in the wrong or in the right, then the matter would have to go to court.
Right.
And then GTM, based on whatever the court decision is, would have to honor the settlement of that claim.
Yes.
Yes, but the police is the one who takes all the specifics. Well, you have your cell phone now with camera that can take the imagery from different angles to substantiate the matter. But that matter is not for my judgment or yours. It's for the police to look at it, look at the markings on the road, and to determine who was at fault.
All right, thanks for holding, caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to our officer.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Your guest, GTM, and all listeners. I want to share the same sentiment with the caller before the last, when it comes to GTM. And my brother, I'm not lying to tell you straight off the bat. If you want to catch it, catch it. If you want to drop it, drop it. If it's GTM alone that in St. Lucia, I have no choice. I will insure with GTM. I have had experiences with you all where I used to be there over 15 years, and there was nothing good for me. I searched around, like my brother said. I got an insurance. At the time, it was 7,000 something. GTM was asking me. I went somewhere else. I got 6.8. I went somewhere else. I got 6.2. I stick to the 6.2. All right? GTM has nothing to offer but collect people money.
And how many years? How many years were you with them, caller?
I was with them over 15 years.
Wow.
15. And those that I was never in gave me a better deal than GTM. Sometimes for their sake, I didn't even want to drive on Chaussee Road. You understand?
All right. Now, I don't want callers to bombard the gentleman at this point.
No. I am telling you.
Yes.
I said straight from the bat when I started.
Yes.
You understand?
I understand.
Insurance that I was in 15 years. At one time I used to have 3 vehicles with them. I wasn't getting any good deal. I went to another place, they gave me a price. I went to another place, they gave me a better price, and I stick with them up to a day like today. You understand?
Yeah.
And I'll call them if I say, hey, my insurance is due so-and-so month. I do not have the money yet, and Mr. So-and-so, come to us, let us work it out, and then you will pay it the way that you can. I never got anything from GTM. I never claimed to kill a frog, a phallus.
Yeah.
And I never got a good deal from them.
Yeah.
So if GTM is the last insurance I have to insure, I will. But other than that, if it's for them sake, I'm not even driving Chaussee Road.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Now, Mr. Before you respond, Mr. Phillips, and you remember earlier I asked you, what about persons who have been with an insurance company for such a long time? You don't think that's important for you to look at all your extended clients, those that have been with you for a long time?
Yeah, but on the other hand, what the public does not know, insurance has a tariff. Insurance works on a tariff. It's not something you can go by the market and negotiate.
Yes.
There is a tariff for a number of wide spectrum of vehicles, of premiums, a number of factors going. The market is an open market.
Yes, it is.
And GTM offering a premium, or any company offering a premium, is not a thing you go by the market and say, look, I want that hip of dash, I want that hip of. It's not like that.
Yes.
It's not like that. You see, when the claim comes in, we don't negotiate on these terms. We come in for replacement.
I understand.
And we need to understand that. So if we're providing a service that is exceptional to settle a claim within short time, therefore the service, some businesses can be service oriented or price oriented. So you can choose.
But the 2 callers that said they've been with GTM for 9 years and 15, don't you think that they could have been given something better? No.
Oh well, again, as I said, we sell service. We sell service, and we're not selling price.
Okay.
You see, and that's a distinction we must make in business. So, if, for example, you want to buy something that is good, that for durability, a place that you know that in case of a Kuivini, you know that your business will be taken care of.
Quality as opposed
that
to
is
quantity.
Correct. Because the same thing he said, you can call GTM and say, look, this is my circumstance. Can you keep me covered? We just have to write a short paragraph and we'll keep you covered. So this is not nothing new.
And I take it the new insurance, since $6,200 coming in, you will want to grab on that. You're not going to give it up. We have a call. Let's take it. Thanks for holding, caller. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Champagne, morning.
Yes, sir.
Inspector, sorry.
Morning.
Insurance thing. Let me ask you something, the insurance guy.
Mr. Phillips.
Mr. Phillips.
Yeah.
There are insurance brokers, right? That act on behalf of insurance companies, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if I insure with a broker, and the broker insure me through the broker, I insure with GTM, right?
That's correct.
If that, since we're speaking about vehicles, I have 2 points to bring. Are we talking about vehicle and insurance and licensing and registration?
That's right. I'm with you so far.
What's about? I pay that broker to insure with you all. Listen to me. And I drove my vehicle for 3 years. For 3 years. And when that 3 years is, for 1 year, and when that 1 year is almost up, I get in to know that the broker never paid GTM.
That has happened a lot.
I am talking about perfect example. They don't have to be GTM alone.
Okay.
Yes. That very same thing. So what I'm trying to tell you there, right? Since I have a document in my hand, yes, it is from the broker. I want you to understand me clearly.
I'm there with you so far.
He accepted money from me on behalf of the
insurance company. That's right.
What is in it for me or any other person?
Yeah, what is in it? GTM must honor the claim as long as the document.
No, we are not talking about a claim. I am talking about
insurance.
The broker. I paid the broker, right, to insure me through GTM or any other insurance
and
company.
it was not paid.
And know that that broker did not pay the money to GTM.
Okay, let's.
Or any other insurance company.
All right. Okay, let's dissect that. Let's dissect that a bit. One paragraph at a time. The coverage. Your document would have the coverage from what period to what period?
That's what I just told you.
No, wait for me. Let's bring something here that's black on white. You there with me? So you the name driver, your name is there, your address is there, right? Together with your driver's license and so on, and your 2 forms of ID and everything. And on the document has the premium you paid, right? Premium paid, and there's a duration of coverage. from, let's say today, 28th April 2021 to 2022. But hold, my brother, just follow me carefully. One of the things we don't do is to make sure that the specifics are there. I understand what you're saying, but we're just going step by step to make sure that we follow what is right. So if you're taking a matter to court, you have something that you read that, look, I got this document from so-and-so who was my broker, and this is my principal agent. Are you there with me?
Yes.
Right, thank you. So now we come in on the same page.
So I said, okay, listen to me. Within that insure, that thing, because you insure for 1 year, right?
That is correct.
Within that 1 year you insure, 9 months down the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had an accident with somebody, and you at fault. I am at fault, right? Listen to me. But I already paid that broker for 1 year through my insurance, whether it's GTM or whoever it is the broker is representing.
That's correct.
But what I'm telling you this, I don't know if Inspector is actually understanding what I'm saying, and Champagne probably understanding what I'm saying. Down the line, within that 9 months in that year, I got myself involved in an accident. I went to my insurance, right? I went to the insurance, the head office, not the broker, because the broker office is closed, to let them to report the accident, and then the insurance company which the broker insured me through is telling me that that money has never been paid to them. That's what I'm asking you. What is in it for me?
Yeah, what's in it for you is the matter would have to be investigated, and the broker is taken to task. So your so whoever the insurer is can choose to settle the claim and then come back and deal with the broker. That is correct.
So in other words, if that money I paid them was never paid, is the insurance company in any position to refund me my money? Because remember, the broker collected that money on behalf of them.
That is correct. But if the broker has not paid, it is the responsibility of the insurer to take on the task of the claim, to honor the claim. In other words, I was looking for the right word, to honor the claim.
I am speaking from personal experience, where so I am telling people that I am not advising people to not go to brokers, but when you insure through a broker and the insurance company, you need to follow up with them, because that had happened to me where I paid, right? I paid up to $7,000 insurance on a vehicle to a broker, right? To a broker. And I'm somebody that always I say, but my insurance is coming up and I am not getting a letter. Why? A renewal letter. A renewal notice, sorry. When I went to the head office because the broker was closed, getting to know that I was rolling that vehicle for 11 months without insurance paid.
No, hold on. Let me just diffuse you a little bit. The fact that you have a document with your name on it stating that you have coverage for a year, you have cover.
No, but hear what I'm telling you. But when I went to the insurance company, they're telling me I was not covered because the broker has never paid the money to them. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, but according to the law, because you're not part of the agreement with the insurer and the broker. You went to the broker. So the broker...
If I had an insurance, if I had any accident, you all would not cover it.
Well, the broker would have to, because he had not paid the premium for the cover.
The broker is nowhere to be found. Champagne, you don't understand what I'm telling you.
I get
I'm with you.
Listen to me, Jay. I know everything you're saying. And the question is, the question is simple. I have a document in my hand. It says GTM. I paid $7,000. When I went to GTM to make a claim, GTM saying they have not received any money. Am I eligible to claim?
Listen to that, and they are telling me that it's about a whole 4 or 5 months, which they send a letter to the broker, listen to me, not to me, informing the broker that my insurance is cancelled. So all the time, I am on the road with a vehicle, I'm owing the bank. So if that vehicle had write-off, I'm in problems.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Scenario again, I don't hold the line too long.
So to make a long story short, the question you want Mr. Phillips to answer is whether or not you were covered.
No, not covered, because they said the insurance was cancelled. But I'm talking about the claim to get back my money.
Okay, to get back his $6,000.
The broker collected the money on behalf of the insurance company.
That might have to be a court case.
Yeah, that sounds like a court case to me.
Yeah.
So, and I have another thing again. I have another one again. I'm Champagne.
Yeah.
Right now, I feel the laws they put there for vehicles, because when you have a bond, right? I think before you could have taken some months or a month or two or whatever, that is corrected before you pay the duty on the vehicle.
Right.
That's another scenario again. In 2004, I bought a Toyota Sprinter from a used car dealer on the Cassius Grosley Highway. That's not in existence anymore. A lot of people will know. Champagne, 3 years down the line, I sold the car to a doctor. Because I had my own number when I bought the car because it's one number I using. So I brought it to the dealer. The dealer just put the number on the vehicle, and I collected my vehicle the afternoon.
Yeah.
I brought my insurance and everything. I took it. Champagne, you wouldn't believe that 3 years after driving that vehicle, when I sold the vehicle to the doctor, I gave him change of ownership. The man is calling me saying that he cannot get the vehicle registered. Champagne, when I went up to transport board, you know what happened, Champagne? The guy never paid the duty on the vehicle.
Oh boy.
So I had, imagine if Edwin, mine is still a thing, he was still working, he was in the office, was close to GIS. Slasper side there by GIS.
Yeah.
And I went there, and when they told me that I have to go to customs, that vehicle duty was not paid, and I had that vehicle rolling on the road for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
But if it was a time like now, which you must pay the road license to thing, it would not happen. So I, in return, Champagne, I had to go because, you know, the environmental levies tie up to that plus the duty. I had to go and get a loan for $11,000 to pay duty and pay environmental levy and everything on that vehicle so the man could have gotten the vehicle registered.
My goodness.
Champagne, the man went out of business. When I go and inform, they said the car dealer had a bond at a certain bank, right? Some money holding, because when you have a bond, it's either you hold property or money.
Oh, yeah.
They don't know who facilitated the man to withdraw that money, because these monies are there for in case of these things. But customs have already seized all the vehicles he had in the bond, right? And check them down. Okay? Sometimes I go up and down going to the man place until I got lost of sight of the man. You could not get him, you could not nothing. Something about sometime last year, I met the guy, tell him, remember I bought a vehicle from you and you know you didn't pay the duty on the vehicle and it cost me money. For true. I tell him, well, anyway, I don't want to be like someone that's embarrassing you. Look my number, give me a call, look into it. The guy never called me. I met him in the boulevard again a few months ago. I brought the receipt. I tell him, look the receipt. That is not your receipt? Yes. I tell him, let me tell you something, brother. Since the amount of years that have passed on that it has happened, just give me something to compensate me and let's just forget about it. You know, up to a day like today, Champagne. Up to a day like today. You know, I'm just bringing that thing up to show people like, well, at both insurance and buying vehicles, they have to really be careful.
Yeah, I agree.
But at a time like now, because I think things are strengthened, you cannot do this kind of things again. The vehicle insurance, the duty have to be paid, because when the duty is not paid on a vehicle, what customs make me understand that it is not in the island.
That is true.
Vehicle, they could have seized that vehicle from the man, and I would have to find money to refund
you would have to repay him.
that vehicle from me.
That's right.
You understand?
Yeah.
So since I listened to that program this morning, I say it's a very good program, a very, very good program.
Thank you.
People that don't know, I might know a lot of things of insurance, but it's programs like that, and people are still Sky FM, thank you for this program, for bringing this police, this lawmen on a first day. Instead of the politics who are around there and quarreling every day and false information and this kind of things, it's a good line.
Thanks a lot.
So when people buying a vehicle, if it's buying it from somebody and buying it from a dealer, we really have to be careful.
All right. Yes. Thanks a lot, Jay. And what he said about the broker, how trustworthy are the insurance brokers? Because I've heard of a lot of complaints about brokers.
There is an arm of the Ministry of Finance called the regulators.
Yeah.
That arm handles all insurance companies and brokers.
Yes, okay, sorry. Go ahead, caller. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Champagne, how are you?
I'm doing good, sir. Thank you.
Okay, I'm a bus owner and also a bike owner.
Yes.
Now, do GTM do bike insurance?
I know to do a bike insurance, you need another, an amendment, not an amendment. It's a separate class of business. It's a separate class of business for motorbikes.
With the motorbike?
Yes.
Champagne, I went around the island looking for an insurance company to do bike insurance.
Wow.
I got two of them. One said I must do business with them, meaning that I must have a vehicle insured with them to do it, which my vehicle is already insured with another insurance company. Another one, well, the premium was high on it. They charged me like $1,500 with the permit. I went to Mr. Brooms. I got myself endorsed for the motorcycle insurance. After doing that, you know, they still charge me $800 and something for a bike premium. Huh?
A bike premium?
I have a bus which carries 14 passengers, and I pay less than $1,000 for third-party insurance. And I have a bike with one passenger, and I have to pay $800 and something, $100 difference on a premium for a bike and a bus.
The risk, that's why I asked the gentleman earlier, the risk is greater, caller. You're insured against risk, remember?
We insured against risk. Okay, now here the other thing, Champagne. My insurance on the bike, I'm not insured. My bike is not insured. My rider is not insured. They only told me they're only responsible for the damage I do. If I'm wrong, the damage I do to the other vehicle. So where is the risk?
Third party.
Where is the risk involved?
The risk is third party.
But that's what I'm saying. There is no comprehensive insurance on bike. They don't do comprehensive insurance on bike. So when you tell me it's high risk, but if I fall, it's my risk. You understand? If the passenger I have, my pinion rider, gets injured, it's my risk. The only thing they told me they're responsible for is damage to the other vehicle.
To the third party, yes.
No, but they don't do. But they tell me they don't do comprehensive on bikes. No one in St. Lucia does comprehensive on bike insurance, and that's something they need to look into because they say they want bikes insured, or they want bikes legit in St. Lucia. But you're making it difficult for us. And you find anybody who goes out and get insurance on a bike, they hardly damage the bike because they know what it is. Like we were talking about the minibus. Now drivers, owners, they kind of get rid of drivers now. Owners are the ones doing the minibus. That's why we have less accidents.
Yes, I agree with that. Let me ring the bell on that. I agree with that. So there's no rush.
Now,
exactly. So if I have my bike, the worst thing I want to do is to throw down my bike.
It's true.
So I'm paying for the guy's sins. The guy who takes a bike and all over the place without insurance, hits another vehicle, runs away. I am the one paying for that.
Now, Kola, you bring up an interesting point, and not to blame the bike riders. If I'm denied of coverage, there's no way I could just park my bike at the house. I bought my bike so I could ride it.
That's correct.
So I am supposed to be covered.
That's correct.
So let me ask Mr. Phillips a question for you, Kola. Why are you guys not insuring bikes?
Well, let me put it this way. The same way the minibuses agitated, they reshaped the industry.
Yes.
And they've now come on board in a more professional manner.
Right.
I think I know you have a number of motorbike associations.
Yes, they are.
And they too can, through the Ministry of Communications and the regulators, can have a sit down, a discussion, and say, look, we belong to an association and we conduct our business within that framework.
Yes.
I see no reason why there should not be, coverage for, because I know there are legitimate associations and not, fly-by-night people. And there are professional people who are part of these associations as well. So when you come in as a body, you command a certain listenership.
There are bike clubs and so on.
There are bike clubs and so on.
Probably if you can find out from them.
Who is covering them.
Yes. No, but wait a minute. Let's. But some people may just want to have the bike for their own private use. They don't want to be involved with a bike club. Yes. And a motorcycle is also a motor vehicle. It is ought to have coverage.
That is correct.
So a motorcyclist could say to the police if he stops, "Where's your insurance, bike rider?" Well, no one wants to cover me, officer. So what happens?
That's illegal.
We have a problem.
Yes, so we have a problem. We have a.
Ireland White try to get a bike insurance.
Yes.
In all the insurance agencies they have in St. Lucia, I think it's only two of them, Ireland White, doing bikes right now. And the cost of getting a bike insured with them is high risk to me, not high risk to them.
Yeah.
It's high risk to me. If my bike at 70 miles per hour, I hit another vehicle, what damage can that do with a truck? At 70 miles per hour, hitting that vehicle, and you tell me about high risk?
The damage will be to you.
The high risk is me.
Exactly.
The bike owner. That has nothing to do with the insurance.
No. Hold.
No, he's talking in terms of damages and personally.
Yes, but you see. Yeah, but hold. The same way the high risk, you can carry your risk. You can the risk is two way. I hear you speaking of risk as if you're the only one who is exposed.
I'm referring to the high risk.
Yeah, but hold, and that's what I was telling you.
Talking about.
Yeah, but let me tell you. Let me just brief you up. All of us are exposed to risk. Me crossing the road doesn't mean I'm safe even if I look up and down.
We are risk.
We are risk. I'm risk at my home. I'm risk. There is no way I'm not exposed to risk.
No. What you were saying, Mr. Phillips, he was trying to get the understanding that if he runs into a truck with a motorcycle, the damages that will be conducted.
I understand. That's only one way. That's only one thing he's thinking of, a truck.
So what's the other way?
He's exposed to everything else.
Yeah, the other way, caller, is if someone is standing by the roadside.
Yeah,
somebody can be walking out of nowhere, didn't even see you.
That's true.
And you pick... Let's widen the conversation.
Right,
let's not keep, and that's one of the things we have always been doing.
Yeah.
To say, okay, if I knock this, sometimes, boy, this thing have more headache than you think, than you even see. Is when you get into there. Sometimes your motorbike, the rear view mirror might not even get broken, but somebody's paralyzed on your hands.
Yeah, but look at the minibus, which you have 14 passengers.
Yeah, but the minibus is enclosed. After it's enclosed, we still are accountable both for the vehicle and the passengers. And if you listen to the program earlier on, I gave you the scenario that 14 people on a vehicle that is licensed to carry 14 people, we're responsible for their well-being.
Exactly.
For 50 cents from point A to point B. We cannot say they board you and you stop at Shock. And you didn't reach Marisil. We cannot say that.
Yeah, I agree. Because,
and the same thing for the motorcycle.
Yes, but
same.
The people are insured. But with my premium, that's what I'm telling you. My rider is not insured. I'm not insured. My bike is not insured. So where is the risk with the insurance?
No, it's not where is the risk. The insurance is covering the risk that you are exposed to.
No, the insurance only covers the vehicle that I hit, the damage, whatever damage I do.
Yeah, but it's covering that, but that cannot always be quantified against a premium. That's where we have to broaden the conversation.
Compare the premium of $900 and something for a first party bus and the premium of a bike for $800 and something for the year.
Yeah, but we're not here arguing. The conversation is not to put one against the other. The conversation is to establish two forms of motor vehicles and the exposure to risk. The exposure on a motorcycle can be argued that if you take your time to ride, you're less exposed. However, you don't have a fender.
Okay.
Your legs are your fender. No, I want to be honest with you.
If I lose my leg, the insurance doesn't pay. I'm not insured.
Yeah, but they have other forms of insurance that can cover that. Personal accidents,
I have to take my personal life insurance.
That is correct. That is correct.
No, but it is mandated by.
It's mandated by law
that
every vehicle must be covered.
And the gentleman is asking the question: why did he have to go around St. Lucia trying to get insurance for his vehicle, for his motorcycle, and he cannot find it? That is a serious problem.
I can only speak for GTM.
So you all don't cover motorcycles?
No, we don't.
No, they don't.
Wow, that is.
Now, interestingly, caller, while you're there, I must say that for some time that has been some concern. Even motorcycle driving school.
Right.
I believe only now we have one in the south. You mentioned Mr. Brooms.
Yeah, Mr. Brooms, very good instructor.
But you cannot have a situation where you don't even give the motorcyclists a chance
to be insured,
to get a driver's license.
Yes.
That's why we have a big problem, and it's not the insurance. It's not GTM's fault.
No, it's not the insurance fault.
It's not the insurance company's fault. It's just something that we have not paid attention to holistically as a nation, as a community.
Yeah.
True.
So you find persons are I wouldn't want to say forced, but they have no choice really. It's not affordable. Because I know what you say, caller. When I had the premium on the motorcycle insurance, I was startled to hear that.
How much is it? What you had?
900, but you just said 800, 900.
That's a lot.
It's $1,000 to insure your bike for a year.
Yeah.
My car is about $450.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, caller, as we speak, you don't have bike insurance as we speak?
Yeah, I did get.
Oh, you got something?
I got something.
Okay, happy for you, my friend.
I just had to pay the price.
Yes, I understand. All right, thanks a lot, caller.
Nice to know you listening, caller.
All right, caller. Mr. Phillips, why is that not for GTM? Why is that not something that's viable to insure bikes?
I presuppose coming out of an experience. Or the experience of the motorcyclist.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Good morning to you. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you doing?
Yeah, I was just listening to your program. Good morning to your guest.
Yes, morning.
Good morning.
Champagne. St. Lucia is a real Charlie Chaplin country for tourism.
Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, I always say that.
Yes, yeah.
How long we have motorbikes in St. Lucia?
For decades.
On the road.
Decades.
And you're telling me motorbike cannot get insurance?
Well, I was surprised to hear that myself.
I don't know. All the bikes we have on the road there now, what happened to them?
We have hundreds.
No, it's not cannot get, eh?
How you paying your license on your bike?
No, it's not cannot. It's not cannot.
He's bringing up an interesting
it's not
question.
cannot get. It's the premiums that are being charged.
So he's bringing up an
it's not that you cannot get. It's the premiums.
When the guys on the road and the police try to charge them, well, they shouldn't be charging the guys.
I see that same way too, caller.
For when you don't have a license, because they cannot even get the insurance paid.
Is either that or the government put a ban on motorcycles? Because don't say to me a motorbike.
$900.
That's a lot of money.
If you get insurance, and a motor car right now is
Their vehicles, motor car is 700, 800, 500.
400, 450.
Is the risk factor coming to the equation?
Yeah, the risk factor.
St. Lucia is a real backward place, man. That's why those things happening in St. Lucia.
Yeah, I agree.
But let's redirect let's broaden the conversation. But you know, my inspector here, I don't want to call him an arm of the administrative aspect of government. Yeah. But you know, the police motorcycles fall under the same ambit. You know that.
But I mean, but they are the police, eh?
Yeah, no. Hold. Just let me clarify you.
And the police have had a lot of challenges.
Yeah, just let me clarify. Just let me give you. I don't want to give you a blanket, but I want to give you a plate. It's unfair. Yeah. It's unfair for me to do that. The law states that anyone who drives a vehicle on the public road, so if it's on your estate, you can do what you want. You need no cover. As long as it is on the public road, you must have insurance cover.
Right. That's what he said.
Because of the exposure to risk.
So then the question is why the bikes are not.
So you saying, but the guy just been saying you have to go along.
Yeah, but going along does not mean they don't have. The day they don't have, then you can say, hey, you hold.
Your insurance not giving.
Yeah, but you cannot hold you cannot hold any insurer to task for not offering a cover. Yeah. If they say, look, we're not doing it, then you can hold the regulatory authority to task.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
I listen to your program, then I go and I order a bike, and I bring down my bike. So what you trying to tell me? I can ride my bike because I can't get.
No.
Them GTM do not cover bikes, but there may be other companies.
But you're saying the other companies, but guys they go around the island.
No, but he said he found two.
He also said he found two.
He found two.
Yeah, he got through, but you have to go
No,
around.
he found two other insurers who were willing to offer cover.
Why y'all give a reason why y'all not covering?
Well, I don't have that reason before me now, so I presuppose it's based on our experience.
You should know that.
But I don't want to give you what I don't have as fact.
Exactly.
Yes.
I don't want to do that at all.
But caller, listen to me. Caller, I am in agreement with you. You cannot say to me, it is mandated that as long as a motor vehicle and a bike is considered a motor vehicle on our roads, there should not be a hassle to get coverage. That's how I see it.
Right now, there are motorbikes, no motorbikes. I think because what big delivery, and Turkey.
Yeah, well, this may they might have their insurance. What KFC may do, because they have other motor cars and other chips and stuff, they may put all together. I'm just assuming that's what they do. Put the bikes along with the same premium. Yeah.
That's a different business altogether, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah. So if I have my driver's license there, I can go and ride a motorbike.
No.
Yes, you can get endorsement. Yes, you can get endorsement. But caller, that's what I'm saying. We have not, over the years, I've been in traffic department for a long time. And we have always had an issue with motorcyclists doing the practical and getting into the system, getting legal to legitimize them on the road. Only now you get in, I think they have one bike school in the north, somewhere in Castries, I never know where.
Yeah, well, that's
and
now.
One in the south.
That's now.
Now, yes. But in terms of the insurance, I know it existed.
So who doing it in the south? Who doing it in the north? Quintin?
I have no idea.
I know Quintin was one, I don't know if he's still doing it.
I don't know if Quintin...
Yeah, because you hardly have fellas that have bike, driving or riding school.
Yeah, but caller, we do have a lot of motorcycles on our road, and I'm telling you.
And you have to go through a driving school or riding school to get your license, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me give you a bit of advice.
Hold on. So all those bikes that on the road there. What were you telling me? Those guys will do like...
Most of them, caller, based on what we heard.
Most of them have permits, caller. I can tell you that. Most of them have permits. They don't have a license.
Most of them might not be insured too, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, yes. All right, my brother. Thanks a lot.
Because you remember the day there, when the police had pulled that roadblock there inside Pigeon Point. I was on that same roadblock.
Yeah.
I came from Pigeon Point, and my brother in the mountain bike that was turning back and going right back to Pigeon Point. Who didn't have helmet? Who didn't have license? Whoever, whatever they didn't have.
Yes,
And St. Lucia have a lot of bikes, you know.
Oh, yes.
You're talking thousands, maybe. All right, my brother. Have a good afternoon.
Yeah, take care.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay.
All right, but that is scary. We really need to deal with this
yes.
thing. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Champagne.
Good morning, sir.
Officer, and also good morning to the insurance agent guy
morning.
there now.
Yes.
Yeah, so my point and my concern is, Champagne, that I would like to know from the officer if there is any special requirement for a driver who is going to drive a minibus into St. Lucia, because I would want to, like, they would have to have some special training in order to drive a minibus, because the minibus is far, you know.
Yeah, he's asking, is there specific training for bus drivers?
Well, you have to be endorsed, and you have to do the practical on a minibus, on a bus itself, and once you endorse, your license would be endorsed as a public service vehicle driver, public service license, and if you're using that vehicle for the hotel business, you would have to do a further test and so on. But it's endorsement, caller, and you can be endorsed for all classes of vehicles.
Okay. Well, the reason why I said that is I remember when I was in St. Lucia, these guys would be having a minibus to operate, and they just give it to anybody to just go and make a future for them, you know.
Well, we touched on that earlier, and it's not so anymore. It's not as easy as that anymore.
Okay, well, I'm happy to hear that, because I saw it happen so many times, and I'm saying to myself, these guys don't understand anything about how to drive a minibus, and they have people's life in their hands, you know.
Yeah, you must be endorsed, number one, and you must be authorized. I believe it worked out with the National Council, and where the owner has to give 2 persons who are authorized minibus drivers, licensed drivers, to operate the vehicle. So it's not anybody. You must be endorsed, number one, and you must have that special license, special endorsement.
Okay, well, thank you very much for...
All right. Thank you, my friend, and have a good day.
Yes.
All right.
As you're on that, Champagne, just to shift to show the contribution of the sector, that's the on the motor insurance, that is, to government for taxes. I can give you a brief income of government, and that's coming directly from motor business.
Right.
Yes. In 2016, they made a contribution of approximately $2.1 million. In 2017, approximately 2.3. In 2018, 2.4. In 2019, 2.7. In 2020, that's an average about 2.6.
Wow.
That's just one sector of the insurance industry's contribution to the GDP.
That's a lot of money.
And every year I notice it's going up.
Well, there are more vehicles. You have yes.
But the
so we're part of that bigger cog. So apart from carrying our responsibility, we also have to give to Caesar what Caesar's, to give to the government.
But the insurance company, don't they always get together at some point where there is a conference or heads of insurance meeting? No, at some point, because I'm really interested in that motorcycle lack of coverage. Because we have so many young men on motorcycles, and they do all kinds of things in front of you. I'm concerned for my own vehicle and my safety.
Probably that might well be a reason for the insurance companies not being so inclined to offer cover.
But that is scary on the part in regards to the government, because and I'm not blaming the insurance. The government need to look into this. So I have a third-party vehicle. A guy pops his wheelie, comes crashing into my vehicle, damage my shoulder or breaks my shoulder, go through my windscreen, and then there's no way I could go to claim compensation. This is not the insurance's fault. This is
that's right.
The government has to make sure
that
that these bikes are covered.
And it stems on civil liability too, because if the guy doesn't have insurance to claim, so you have to personally take it.
No, but this is something the general public needs to see and make sure it happens.
Yes, and that's why
this is very interesting.
It's a collective.
It is important
to say that. Look, if this is the case, what do we do from here? Come and bring it up as a concern.
Yeah. Thanks for holding, caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good morning, Champagne.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Champagne, I have two things I want to ask. One, the police officer, and the other about insurance.
Yes.
The police stations in St. Lucia, most of them, I believe, that I've visited, are infested with motorcycles.
Yes. A lot.
What are you all doing about that? It must be psychologically bad for a police officer to come to work every day.
Caller, you telling me?
And see the number of motorcycles in such deplorable state, in some cases, just hanging out around the way they work. Something must be done with those motorcycles. I mean, I've visited a couple of stations and I'm appalled. You cannot even move.
Can you suggest something I can do, caller? I need help.
But you see, based on what the information coming out today about licensing and knowing the problems up to today, and this week I've seen motorcycles on the road without helmets. You also want to charge people for not wearing seat belts. But up to this week, and if you just stand on the side of the road, there are motorcycles up and down the streets without helmets. And they seem like they're controlling the police. There's no concern. They're bob and weaving in between traffic on a daily basis.
Popping wheelies and everything.
What serious attempt is made to deal with these motorcycle drivers? Because more and more, when you get into an accident, they don't have insurance. As you were discussing today, it's a serious problem.
Serious problem.
Very
serious problem.
And all we do is fill up the police stations with motorcycles.
Yes, caller.
Instead of taking them to the scrapyard, crush them, and do something immediately. We cannot continue this way. From the time a bicycle doesn't have insurance, it should be crushed. As a matter of fact, if a motorcycle is stopped and he cannot produce insurance or license even to ride, the bike should be taken away.
But caller, here's the problem. We are now hearing that most insurance do not give coverage to motorcycles.
Well, that is a cop-out as far as I'm concerned, because if you tell me you're going to charge me my vehicle, according to the law, you see, it cannot be convenient that we use the law when we want to. The law says that you must have insurance and license to be on the road. So I do not want to hear any police officer, any system telling me that the motorcycles cannot get insurance. Well, if you can't get insurance, keep the license in your backyard, in your bedroom.
And don't allow motorcycles to come in.
Do not let motorcycles on the road. Because
I agree.
Other people that paying license for cars will have a problem connecting their damage.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
So we have to be serious, officer.
I agree, caller.
Today, I am really surprised to tell me that the motorcycle riders cannot get insurance.
Yeah.
But they're allowed to ride their bike because they can't get insurance.
Yeah, that is crazy.
No.
That's not what it is.
The reason you see them at the station, Mr. Ellis, is because the police acknowledge that they should not be on the road.
Yeah, they've been seized.
But we keep them at the station because we don't want them on the street, and the pound is filled. We have over, my last count, I did that in traffic a number of years ago. There were over 700 motorcycles impounded.
How many?
I'm
700.
telling you, go visit the Viewport police.
700?
Champagne, you go to Viewport all the time.
Yes.
Visit the Viewport police station and see how many motorcycles are inside there.
Wow, well, I have to do that.
and look at the state of the motorcycles.
Yeah,
Serious. Now, if the officer is saying that you inform them, the bare fact is somebody have to take the law serious.
Mm-hmm.
If you're bold enough to go on the road without insurance, something has to be done more than just take them and fill up police stations.
I agree. I agree.
I agree too. I agree.
Right? The other problem I have with insurance now, and I know you have an insurance man there, am I right?
Yes, Mr. Phillips.
Good. I had a situation where a lady ran into the back of my vehicle. She was, I would guess, because I have children, I would guess she was about 7 to 9 months pregnant. And she told the police when she saw my vehicle stop in traffic, she was 171 feet behind the vehicle at the time she saw my vehicle stop. But she couldn't stop the vehicle because her belly was touching the steering wheel and she couldn't mash the brakes because she was getting squeezed. This is what was evidence in court, right? She took, the case took 2 years. She pleaded not guilty 2 or 3 times and refused to let her insurance pay for my damage because she said she was not guilty. But on the 3rd court case, she then claimed she was guilty. Now, the insurance, she did not even report the accident to her insurance. And I suffered the problem of waiting and waiting and waiting for my vehicle to be fixed, and the price of parts went up, and I lost on that whole scenario. But you mean to tell me the insurance acknowledged that lady was insured with her, the vehicle was insured with them. The vehicle insurer acknowledged that she was wrong because she did not even submit a police report. I got the police report and I took it to her insurance as well as mine. These things cause aggravation, and a lot of people go in court, and the system in the courts, again, is another problem. Because you cannot tell me somebody come to court 3 times and only on the 3rd time they plead guilty. You're driving a motor vehicle, you cannot mash the brakes to stop your vehicle because you're pregnant. Your belly is squeezing on the steering wheel. And the magistrate, God rest his soul, is no longer with us. Sympathizing with her, asking her whether the baby was a boy or that's aggravation.
Yeah.
You know, that's real aggravation. You know.
So your concern is whether or not the insurance should have settled before all of that court case.
The insurance should have stepped in and realized that, and advise, call in the client and tell the client, this is serious. The police case was clear.
Yes.
171 feet.
That's a lot of feet.
You see a vehicle stop and you cannot stop.
Yeah. I understand your point. Your point after the police report that the insurance should have said, wait a minute, my client is guilty. You know what I mean? Even is that not a fair thing to say, or it has to go through the court? So Mr. Phillips is saying it had to go through the courts.
Yes. But this is what caused people to get frustrated and do things, you know, because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the lady had time go to America to have a baby and come back.
And then the magistrate asked whether it was a boy or girl.
Whether it was a boy or girl. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks a lot, Father. Inspector, I want to go to you because you wanted to say something, Mr.
No, just listen to the...
I wanted to go to the inspector because I worked down at the airport, and on a Sunday, especially on holidays, you see hundreds of motorcycles. There are those motorcycle clubs, and I think what happens, guys that has their own individual bikes join in, and it becomes a huge ride around St. Lucia. And if I'm hearing now, that is, I'm not saying there's no coverage, but I'm hearing now that it is difficult to have motorcycles insured. This thing needs to look into, Inspector. Because I am on that road and I'm telling you what I've seen. I've seen guys occupying one lane. You know what I've seen?
Yes,
4 motorcycles on one lane. So they take the whole lane. You cannot pass them. You cannot. There's
Yes.
and then they pop wheelie their bikes, and you are scared in your vehicle because you hope that one of them do not make a mistake, come crashing in your vehicle. This is scary, Inspector. I think this thing needs to look into. This is scary.
I'm sure it is, Champagne. I've heard about it, and I tell you, the statistics that I give on my last count, I tell you, we went island-wide. We wrote a document on that, Champagne. And it's not this year I'm talking about. We have so many motorcycles impounded. I mean, and we keep getting, once you go on the street, you get no wonder those guys are not stopping when the police are doing the checkpoint.
Because they know they don't
injure
have.
themselves, they try to injure police officers in trying to evade the police and so on. It's a serious situation.
Yeah.
Yes, and the previous caller who talked about, he visits the station, and I'm sure what he's saying is true.
Yeah.
You see the motorcycles.
Mr. Phillips, were you all ever doing a motorcycle coverage at one point?
Yes, at one point.
You care to tell us why it was stopped?
I guess with the experience, the same experience coming out of claims, I presuppose.
Oh, wow. So claims were coming in like crazy.
Yes.
Guys, people claiming for damages and everything.
That is
Guys
correct.
running into people's vehicles.
Up to this morning.
So you see, we need to understand that insurance, everything regulates the same, supply and demand. Insurance, the less accidents you have,
the better for the insurance.
Not insurance, the economy as a whole.
Okay.
The economy. So
That's true.
it's not a plus for us and a negative for you. It's a plus. It's not that the garage will get less work. They will always be fender benders.
Right.
A spray over or something.
That's right.
But when it goes beyond into more serious accidents or fatalities and so, that is where you have to draw the line.
Yeah.
You have to draw the line as part of your responsibility.
And the insurance is operating a business as well.
And it's a business as well. That is correct.
Yes.
And so if for the motorcycle sector I'm not saying they don't have or they could not have been more insurance companies offering coverage, but I guess for the very same reason, there are only 2 companies who are offering motorcycle coverage. And because of the past experience as well, that's why the premiums are so high.
Right.
So if there were less accidents from motorcyclists, then the premiums would be more affordable.
And I guess the compensation...
Or more economical, I suppose.
Yeah. The compensation if towards someone from an insurance company, if a motorcycle breaks someone's leg, it's not because it's a motorcycle that you would receive less. It would be the same kind of compensation. This is where the insurances have a problem. It is a frequency of accidents from motorcyclists.
That's correct.
Yes.
And listen to me. And while I'm here saying one thing about it needs to be looked into, the insurance is also running a business.
A business, that's correct.
And you do not want to operate at a loss.
Yes.
So where do we cut the chase? How do we rectify this problem? Is it a governmental problem? Is this an insurance problem? An individual problem? What
The
is
individual as a collective have to readdress itself.
And who goes to...
So let's use, I don't want to use the minibus. So long ago you had everybody vie doing what they want. They decided, let's come together, an association or one entity, so we can't wear the same shirt twice.
Right.
And we're committing people. We have one for what day, we have a color code, so it's better organized. So people have more respect for whatever is better organized.
That's right.
So if you choose and say, look, everybody from Babono or Swazel, wherever decides to say, look, let's come together as a community. We are motorcyclists, and we'll abide by whatever. And you can speak to an insurer. You can speak to an insurer.
Yes, providing
you
that
can
coverage.
providing. Look, there are 20, 40, 40 of us, and look, our bikes are so well maintained, and we use it for recreational purposes.
Yes.
You have a case.
I think
but
the
you can have a
club-
fly by night,
Yes.
one wheel in, one wheel out. The kind of madness that's going on.
But it's bad for the motorists, and I tell you, it's bad for all of us on the roads because I've seen a lot of nonsense from these motorcycles. There are some that they ride in accordance with the law,
That is correct.
but there are some that don't.
Yeah. Up to this morning, I tell you, Champagne, I was in the city and a driver is telling me he's parked on the left side of a road and the traffic is going past him. It's traffic in one direction. And here comes a motorcycle. He's opening his door because there is a space, adequate space for him to get off his car with the passing traffic.
Yeah.
And here comes a motorcycle.
Yeah, just
between
right
the
when
two cars.
Yeah.
And the guy clips his door and the guy tell him if he didn't see him. So he tell the guy, but you don't expect him to be riding between the two vehicles. The guy ask him, where is he supposed to ride?
Yeah, yeah.
Where
Hold
is
on
he
a minute.
supposed to pass if he's in the air?
Let's take a call. We'll come back to that. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Champion. Go on to your guest.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning.
Nice topic, but I'm listening to you guys and I'm very appalled and taken aback.
Yes, thank you.
As a motorcyclist rider myself, and I'm hearing the presentation this morning, and the question that comes to my mind is, who is responsible for the risk mitigation aspect of the insurance?
I missed the last one. We missed the last end of the question.
I said, the question that comes to my mind
Yes.
is who is responsible for the risk mitigation aspect of the insurance coverage. And this is what the insurance companies are looking at. That is why they have put the insurance premium for motorcyclists so high.
Right.
Because of the risk.
Because of the risk.
We all agree on that. But the fact is, what are the police doing to mitigate the risk? The guys are riding dangerous, no helmet. Some of them don't even have a proper license, not even proper gears. And to date, I have not heard any statistics on how many dangerous motorcyclists riding that have been taken place.
Yes, that's a good point, caller.
Okay?
That's a good
Additionally, there is a road transport board. I hope it's still active. Where the officer in charge of the transport department is part of. We should present that side of law enforcement challenges to the road transport board and the committee that regulates traffic on the island. Hearing this morning, say to me that this body is inactive because the representation of the police should let the transport board committee know that these are our challenges, and on that board has an insurance person as well from the insurance council. So what I have said to me, I don't understand. So if the motorcyclist is premium high because of risk mitigation, people are complaining. It is the responsibility of the committee, which involves the police, the transport board, and the insurance council, to minimize
to put something together. I agree with you, caller.
To minimize the risk.
I agree.
To protect the people on the road.
I agree.
The same Ministry of Road are driving on the road. The transport board people representation are driving on the road. The police are driving on the road. The insurance council people are driving on the road. So what are you telling me?
I agree with you, caller, 100%.
So it's all about enforcement and risk mitigation and safety of the nation.
That's right, caller.
So I think that these people should do their work because the policies and the mandates are there.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, caller. And he said risk mitigation. That is very important. Bring that thing down. And everybody has to get involved. And he's very right.
And the caller is right, and I know the caller. Caller, you're right.
He's very right.
But the police, who is forwarding
who's lodging the complaint?
Those issues that the police bring forward.
Yeah.
I wrote a letter just this week to the Minister of Infrastructure. I hope it reaches him.
Yeah, let's take a call and we'll come back to that. Thanks for holding, caller. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I'm hearing about the risk on the motorcycle, and they're talking about the risk involved. With the insurance company, okay, you're referring to a financial risk, and that's what I'm saying. Where is the risk with the insurance company when I am not insured, the rider is not insured, and you're talking about it is high risk. It is high risk for the owner or the rider of the motorcycle, not high risk for the insurers, for the insurance.
No, I think your understanding is the other way around. Let me explain. When you insure, you insure a car or whatever, the risk.
I'm referring to the motorcycle.
Let's say the motorcycle. It can be what you can insure anything that has that has financial value.
A motor vehicle.
Right. So when you insure your motorcycle, I want to stay with you on your motorcycle. The same risk I mentioned with anything else you can knock. Any third party thing that you can knock. That might be more expensive than your motorcycle And that can be just as expensive as a car, a truck, or anything else. This is the risk we're talking about that all of us are exposed to. And on a motorcycle, you are also exposed to it. So it's not that. We can come to an argument and say a 3.5 vehicle is faster than a 1600, which is rational. So under the tariff, that would be worked out. The capacity of your engine.
Right, I understand.
Right, that would be worked out. But generally, the risk is the same.
Yeah, but exactly. So why everybody's talking about the risk on the motorcycle is higher, or the risk and the risk is higher?
Yeah, but you see, I'll tell you why that perception is. Right. That perception is so because of the number of motorcycle accidents you have had that has ended up in a fatality.
Yes, but you all do not insure those. You don't insure those riders. That's what I'm saying. If anything happens to me, it's my medical insurance that will take care of my life.
Yes, but I'm there with you. But you're not the only one who exists.
Yeah,
you're not the only one who exists.
Caller, you're right, but you cannot discount that the people, the insurers, see and they are aware of all the fatalities. Now you cannot tell him, not because they're not insured, it's not a problem for them, that they shouldn't consider it. If you die on a motorcycle, whether you're insured or you're not insured, you die. So
but the insurance would not cover me. I'm not covered. That's what I'm saying. With the minibus, at least the passengers are covered and what have you. But with the motorcycle, I'm not covered. So even if I die, there is no responsibility on the insurance.
Yes,
so
but caller, it affects the perception of the insurers who want to decide whether they will transact business with you based on the nature of your. Well, you probably don't like to hear the word risk because of the nature of your business.
The insurance, the people don't have a problem with motorcycles. You understand, being on the road because of what they see. But I mean, minibus do the same, private vehicles do the same. The amount of ass drops I see people do, the amount of bad overtaking I see other vehicles do, and y'all do not penalize them for that. So why motorcycles have to be penalized for that?
Caller, listen to me. I am.
Okay, look, it's raining today. It's raining today. How many bikes you see that pass on the road there today?
Not too many.
Huh?
Not too many.
Exactly my point. We don't ride every day. Only on a weekend or holiday we would ride.
Caller, listen to me. I am understanding.
The buses are more high risk than the motorcycles because they are on that road 24/7.
I am understanding.
10 o'clock in the night.
I am
So
understanding.
they're more high risk than the motorcycles. The motorcycles are not high risk.
I am understanding.
It's your perception of it that makes it high risk.
Caller,
the perception of it that makes it high risk.
I am understanding your point because if you're not insured, you're not at any risk.
Exactly.
But there are other motor users on the road that are at that risk because you're not insured. And if you come crashing into someone that with your uninsured motorcycle, then that person is in a lot of trouble.
I know, I understand, Champion, but what I'm simply saying is it doesn't carry any burden on the insurance company.
Oh, for sure, that is true. On the insurance company because you're not insured. And you're right on that. Because if the insurance company you're not insured, there's no risk. The risk.
Why they want to jump on us? Everything is high risk. And Champion, you need to get another show for the motorcycle.
Oh, for sure. And I want to bring you. Listen to me. I would be happy if you could come on board that day.
I have to hold Mr. Brooms along because he might have more knowledge than me too.
Okay, beautiful. That would be nice.
Okay, thank you very
All
much.
right, thanks a lot. Thanks. And I understand the call. He said the risk
we
is
understanding him, you know.
Yeah, but it's just as we say that the exposure is general.
Yes.
So it's not specific to him per se, but it's a general exposure of which he's not excluded.
Yeah, the general public, and you're right on that. Special good morning to you. Hello. Oh, it's afternoon already. Good afternoon.
Sorry to call back, Champion.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm trying to understand what is being said. Is it that the motorcyclists want to tell the insurers what they should charge if it's too expensive? I can't tell my insurance company what to charge me for my insurance. I don't know anybody that can tell the insurance what to charge. If that is the charge for motorcycles because of the risk factor, that is what's involved.
I understand you.
If you're going to have a vehicle on the road that presents more risk than others, you can't tell the insurance what to charge. That's a matter for the insurance council.
Yes, and the insurance is running a business as well, yes.
So if you can't afford the insurance, is it my fault? Is it the other user's fault that you can't afford the insurance?
And the risk factor is into the equation because of the frequency of accidents. That is what the insurance is saying.
Yes, just like if somebody goes and buys a Lamborghini or an expensive car, the insurance will be higher for that car.
That is for
type
sure.
of car.
That's
they
for
can
sure.
just go and buy another car. So that's a lot of things that I don't agree with. The fact is that you must have insurance. If you don't want insurance for yourself, that's fine. But your insurance is also for the other person.
Yeah. That's true.
So I don't understand, and it's not my fault that the other cars overtake and the other cars are risk factors. The point is that you are riding a motorcycle, you're driving a car, you're driving a truck, or you're driving a tractor or bus, any vehicle on the road supposed to have insurance, not only for themselves, for other people.
Other road users, yes.
You hit somebody walking across the street. You have to have insurance.
That's true.
So there's no excuse, absolutely no excuse. And I'm shocked by what I'm hearing today because, as a caller said earlier, we really seem to be a Mickey Mouse country if we allow people to come on the road.
It's true.
With motorcycles
I
without
agree.
insurance.
I'll give you the bell on that, and you're right.
That's a joke.
It's a
That's
joke.
a real joke.
It is a joke.
We can do better than that in 2021.
2021.
Every single motorcycle, if it's not insured and the police stop it, it should be confiscated.
I agree with that, my friend.
As simple as that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And give them a time limit to pay the fine and get insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can't do that, don't fill up the police stations with motorcycles. Crush them.
Yeah.
Crush them. Get rid of them. Bury them. Something like that needs to be happening so we can get serious in this
I
country.
agree. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm in
Thanks
agreement
a lot.
with the last caller because you see, we pay or we buy everything else, but when it comes to be willing to cover to pay the premium for the risk that we're exposed to, we think it's almost like some deal.
Yeah.
What's the best you can give me? That's all you. But the risk does not change.
But we don't say that at Massey. Eh?
You see. Because insurance works in reverse, to pay on the occurrence of a particular event, we think because that event, we have not experienced that event, it's far removed from us. But when it does happen, then we find ourselves in a bind.
Yeah, let's take a call. We have a call. Hello, good morning. Thanks for holding. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. It's me again.
Yes, sir.
But let me to make another contribution. Having heard the caller before the last, it prompted me to call again to make that contribution.
Yeah.
And that contribution is on the basis of education, development, and general safety of the public information, specific to the motoring public. Haven't heard what the caller before the last said in terms of the risk on the motorcycle. I haven't heard what other drivers per se have said. It leads me to say that it is incumbent on the insurance company and the law enforcement agency, plus the transport board, to embark on an educational program to educate people about risk management from an insurance perspective. That will erase all of the little ignorance and the behavior we are seeing now on the road.
Right.
If persons do not understand how risk are being viewed from a security perspective or insurance perspective, they will be oblivious of other things, and the behavior says that. So therefore, for us to move forward as a country and to minimize all of this recklessness and behaviors that is on the road from motorcyclists and other drivers as well, I believe an educational program from an insurance perspective, risk, general safety should be looked at.
Amen. Thanks a lot, caller. Well said.
Thank you,
well
caller.
said. Well said.
Thank you, caller.
And he's right on that. An
Yes.
educational system.
I think we had that many years ago. Drive to Arrive Alive. There have been a number of slippery road. Something. There have been a number of initiatives in that regard.
Now, gentlemen, we have hit the 12 o'clock mark. We are 10 minutes. I don't know how much time you have. I know the inspector have to leave because he has taken 2 hours. Mr. Phillips, it would be very nice to have you back because there's a lot we have to cover, and I don't think the 2 hours was sufficient so we could cover.
Yeah, well, I know under the just motor insurance would take up quite a bit of our time.
Yes.
And it would be my pleasure to come back. Maybe we can look at what insurance has to offer for the upcoming hurricane season.
Okay, we could do that.
Some of us might have experienced but witness or to some form the effects of the volcano eruption in St. Vincent, neighboring island, and the economic impact of that. The economic impact of it, even in the last hurricanes we have had on St. Lucia, the floods and so on, and see how insurance interrelates with that.
And some guidance and some advice in regards to fires. Maybe you could give us something about home. We
do home
coverage as well.
That is correct.
Yes. So this is going to be our final call for the day. Good afternoon, caller. You are our final call for today. How are you? Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing good, sir. Thank you.
What I feel the insurance should do that you should be considerate that that person that has been driving for quite some time. They say like, well, I've been driving for about some 35 years and I've never claimed. And you also be considerate at least, to give us some kind of compensation.
I was thinking that, caller.
Yeah, I really see that.
I was thinking that.
What happens that insurance has to jump from one to another, because every time you're going to pay, the premiums go up. Instead of it go down, it goes up, and they say, well, there were so many accidents for a particular year, so the premiums has to go up.
I agree with you, caller.
I believe you also be considerate that if you have been driving for about, let's say, you will give us a certain time limit, where 10, 15, 20 years, or how many years that you have never had an accident, you have never claimed, that you should give us some kind of compensation, some kind of reduction in premium.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what you should do.
Yeah.
Because I have been driving all this time, and I never knock anybody. The minor things that happen to people that knock me, scratch me, and whatever, but I'm always focused on the
no claim client.
Very difficult for you to knock. And there are many people like myself that are sick. So I believe that you should provide us some kind of compensation, right, for being on the road and being focused and not claiming.
No claims customers.
Right. Not claiming any premium.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, caller.
But on the other hand, caller, would you say that you have enjoyed maximum no claim discount for your loyalty to your insurer?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I try my best.
Yeah, but insurance does not work on a bonus.
He probably wants more.
Insurance does not work on a bonus.
Yeah. The premium still goes up, right? When you go up there, you're expecting the premiums to go down.
Yeah, but you change your vehicle from time to time.
If you change the vehicle, it will go up.
No, I have the same vehicle for almost 15 years, right? And then the premiums still go up. And when you ask them why, you tell you, well, by so many accidents took place, and then, for a particular year, and then all have to pay the price. I've been trying my best on the road. I have been among the motorcyclists too, especially on Sundays, and I'm dead focused, right? And because I'm not focused, something will happen. So there are many people like me on the road. We try to avoid the accidents as much as we can, and some kind of compensation should be given to us for that, right?
Yeah.
Careful drivers.
Yeah, careful drivers. You see the ads, different careful driver.
All right, caller, thank you.
Yes. Thank you, caller.
Now, what he's saying, there's a lot of ads, and I know we all watch TV. You see it in America, how they call them? Geico and the others, and you see for first claim and no claim, and they get a little something. I think it's just me. I believe if our insurance companies start to go down that way,
you open your own
I won't be able to do that on the onset. That's for GTM. These guys that have been there for a long time. Long time.
No, but it's a different jurisdiction. It's a different market altogether.
You're
talking about
millions of vehicles. Yes, you're right.
That's a different
we have a call. Can we take it or no?
Yes.
You sure? All right. Okay. So this time, caller, this is our final call. So you're fortunate. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. I agree with the last caller.
You agree that you should be compensated for not making a claim for 15 years?
I agree with the last caller because I have been paying, I have never claimed, and I have been paying insurance for over 14 to 15 years.
Yeah.
The discount is not enough.
All right.
Because if you've been paying and you never claim anything for 15 years, at least the insurance should give you something back.
I agree, caller. I'll give you the bell on that. I agree with you.
When you look at it, you've been paying all that money all the time, just giving, and you're not getting anything back.
I agree.
Caller,
it don't make sense.
Caller, not even a little card, a little
at Christmas
pen, not even a little pen they give you.
Not even a little gift every year, at the end of every year, a little gift, a little hamper, a little something, or a little bonus.
Yeah, caller. And Mr. Phillips was making the comparison for those minibus drivers who have. That is on one aspect. We understand that. But what about me? I have not claimed anything.
But that's what I'm saying.
In 15 years.
Show them appreciation. Show them
Yes,
appreciation.
yes. Appreciation.
Yes.
Customer appreciation day.
So many years the customer is just giving your money.
I agree, Colin.
Giving money and not claiming anything. I think they should get something back too.
They should.
At least a little ham on Christmas, a little turkey. You know?
I agree.
Yeah, I appreciate.
Mr. Phillips might consider that, Don't mind he's laughing. He might start considering that.
So you just working and just giving these people money.
No, but
well, you're not just giving them money because you're protecting yourself.
You're protecting yourself and others.
I understand that, but what I am saying is after 15 years, how many years?
Yes.
At least you all should come out and say, okay, I've been getting that money all the time. That person never claimed
I agree.
anything. That person never claimed anything. I've been getting that money all the time. Let me give her something back.
I will ring the bell for you on that, caller. I agree with you 100%.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
It would make us feel good. At least
Amen.
We know that we give the money back, but sometimes at least a Christmas or something we get something,
Yeah. I agree with you, caller.
Giving your money, you have to work hard for that money, and giving the money all the time and never claim anything. You've been very careful on the road.
Very careful.
Yes. And you're not getting anything back.
So in other words, what you're saying, the insurance company has benefited from you.
Of course.
Yes, I agree.
They're giving that little discount bonus. They're giving that nothing.
I agree.
Are you saying that what the premium you pay, you don't think you said use the word feel. You don't feel that you're getting the benefit of it in terms of coverage?
Listen, what I am saying is, I don't think I get the benefit. Let me tell you what. Because, okay, you only get the benefit from it when you claim. You understand? When you claim, you get the benefit out of it. But for 15 years,
but if you don't claim,
that money,
yes.
And you don't get nothing back. The little discount they're giving you is not even much.
No, but we're giving you more than that, eh?
We're giving you coverage.
We're giving you more than that. We're giving you what's called peace of mind. You know that is in case something happens,
yeah, you're covered.
You know where to turn.
That's right.
You know where to turn, and that's where the headache is. One of the
peace of mind has to start with you, because you know that you've been very careful on the road. The peace of mind has to start with you, because you know that you have to be very careful on the road.
I'm in agreement.
You understand what I'm saying?
I'm in agreement. And in
the peace of mind starts with you, because you know that you have to be very careful on the road. You think I will go on recklessly, just drive recklessly and say, okay, I'm going to do it.
Because I have insurance.
So I can get some money back from the insurance. It don't make sense, because when your vehicle is mashed up or something happens, the amount of pressure you have to go through. Sometimes you need your vehicle to go and do your work. You need your vehicle to go and do your certain things. And you cannot get it, and you're there waiting on the insurance to give you something back.
Yeah.
It don't make sense.
It's frustrating, caller.
You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. So the best thing is, what I'm saying is, at least people who never claim, they should have a way of giving them something back. Make them feel happy, because all that money, they have that money there. They have all the money there.
Yeah.
And people never claim.
Caller, money doesn't stay there.
Well, caller, you know this Christmas, I know GTM might give something to their long-lasting customers.
Money doesn't just stay anywhere.
No, but as you're on that, caller, you know, apart from just the settling claims, we need to have reinsurers as well. So don't think we're just taking your money and the money sitting there. The money is being accounted for your safety, It's not to say we're taking your money and when a claim comes, we say we don't have no money to pay you. That money is administered. And that money is there to take care. So we can't say you pay us last month passed and this month we don't have money to honor your claim.
Yes.
This is not how insurance works. We are indebted to you for the perils covered.
But what I am saying is, the people who never claim, it's like, at least they should get something back. There's some insurance company who does that. Sometimes, after a few years, sometimes you get a little check. You get a little check, a little something back. That makes the people feel happy.
Yeah, and you're not asking for 1,000 or 10,000. You're asking for a little something.
No.
Yeah.
No?
But, I agree.
Okay, not on I cannot speak to motor insurance, but on house insurance, we do have a bonus policy that gives you money in your hand.
Vehicle insurance.
No, but I don't know. I'm being honest with you. I don't know of any motor policy that gives you any refund.
Let me tell you something.
Maybe you should start.
There is. We're not getting it in St. Lucia. There is overseas.
But that's another jurisdiction. We cannot speak. We cannot speak to another jurisdiction for which you don't have a license.
They should do the same thing. Because let me tell you something. I'm not lying to tell you. I had a
health insurance once. And after that, I got myself, I had some head injury. You understand? When I claim for the head injury. It 6 months. I never get anything back. You understand why? All of that. You know what happened? I had to just forget about that. I don't have house insurance. I don't have health insurance. I only have my vehicle insurance because it's compulsory that I have it. I don't have any other insurance. All my insurance is with God. God is going to insure everything. Now, my house insurance, the money I'm going to give the house for the house insurance, I'm putting that money aside. That money I'm going to give the house insurance, I'm putting that money aside. And if anything happened to my house, God will always give me a way with whatever little I have there to build at least even a one-room house. Because I had a friend. I remember when Plico went bankrupt. That's how we call it. She lost everything. She didn't get nothing back. You know what I told her? I told her, if you had that money saved in the bank, at least you would still have some of that money there instead of losing everything. And I told her, even if it's 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom house, you would be able to do with that money. And look, today, you lose everything because they said they went bankrupt. And you don't get nothing back. You understand? So it doesn't make any sense.
All right, Colin.
I don't like insurance. I'm only paying my vehicle insurance because it's compulsory.
Yes. All right, well, expect a check maybe for Christmas. They're listening to you, Colin. All right?
Yeah. They will not do it.
Yeah.
They will not do it.
Have a good afternoon.
Anyway, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Yes. Thank you, caller.
Yes. Mr. Phillips, we definitely have to invite you back here in the not very, very, very soon from today.
Yes, soon.
Because we did not even touch on housing. We did not touch on floods.
Well, of course, we could not have.
Today, yes.
Yeah, but let me thank the callers, our callers, our listeners, for whatever enlightenment we could have afforded them.
Yes.
And I guess in future programs, we'd look to dissect the provision of insurance in using just common language that makes it easy for our people to understand the mechanics of insurance and not see it as an afterthought. But to see it as a necessity.
Yeah, but let me ask you, before we leave, don't you believe that what the 2 or 3 callers were saying in terms of the no claims for over a period of years, don't you think that something should be looked into at a particular time of the year where they give them something at least?
Well, insurance don't work on a bonus. No, insurance don't work on a bonus.
Don't you believe it would entice them to continue to keep staying with that insurance and to talk to someone, to advise someone to stay with that insurance? Do you think that would go a long way?
Market forces influence loyalty.
Yes.
Market forces influence loyalty.
Right.
So you might find one, like I said earlier, some people might go on price, some people might go on service. Those who can afford will tell you, look, if I call GTM, I want this, that, I get that done, I don't have a problem.
Now
and now other people might go with a cheaper premium, and they say, wow, if I knew, I waited so long.
You're so right, because I have my old BMW outside and I'm not going to go to M Motors because I know the price is going to be hot. So I go to, and you're very right on that when you said value and price.
That's right.
That is very important.
So if you sell value, people know that, for example, the one person gave an example of the broker. Some people rather leave the insurance straight.
Yes.
It's assigned to the bank and the cover note goes to the bank. With all that thing of go to Peter Paul, and some people want their business done and they want to substantiate that business is done and carried out.
That's something else we have to get into the next time in regards to the brokers and all that. So, Mr. Phillips, listen to me. Very interesting. I'm so happy that you were able to be here with us this morning. You want any last words to our
just want to thank the many people who have encouraged me along the journey. I guess I offered myself to be the lamb up for the slaughter. I guess I survived.
Well, you survived for now. You survived for now.
But I want to thank the management of GTM, our agency, Mirage Agency, our Viewford branch, management and staff of GTM, to keep on doing the good work that we're doing. We guess we still have a lot of work to do because the expectation of our clients are ever on the increase, and we're doing our utmost to serve you.
And not everyone will be satisfied.
Impossible.
It's impossible.
Impossible.
Jesus walked the earth, he changed water into wine, and they still crucify him. So you know for sure not everyone will.
But we're doing our best.
I understand.
We're doing our best.
Beautiful. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Phillips, and you will let the inspector know when you will have the availability to be back here with us. We will welcome it. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for the privilege.
Inspector, thank you, sir. Any last words?
I wanted to, I got a message here. Somebody wanted to know in case of children, under the regulation, Mr. Philip, children under the age of 10, 2 of them are considered under Section 72. Let me just get the wording properly. And they wanted to know where 2 are reckoned as 1, what is the take of the insurance in terms of children, claims made in respect to children. Because under the regulation they said that if you have a bus loaded with 20 children under the age of 10 years, and they say that two children are are reckoned as 1 adult. Yeah, well, and 1 person and children in arms are not reckoned at all. But you said initially that every person on the vehicle
that is correct.
Is a passenger.
That is correct. So if you say, for example, that's a old law. So a lawyer would laugh at that in 2021.
Yes.
Because if one child has a broken shoulder, another child has a hip replacement, is in need of a hip replacement, do you do half on one and half on the other? They got injured as a result of a motor vehicle.
Yes.
And so the insurance have to treat it
each person as a person.
And we have person meaning one entire being. There's no half of a person.
Yes.
You can take half of a children to make one adult. That's joke.
Okay.
That's insurance don't deal with half of a person. We deal with a person.
Yes.
Because in reporting a case, the first thing they'll ask you how many persons were on the vehicle at the time.
Yes.
And then you can break it down and say 2 adults, 2 children.
And 1 child.
That is
yes.
And Champagne, yes, I got some information that a section of the Badlil, the road, the left side, I guess it would be the southbound side, the left side going uphill, collapsed, and there is a good portion of road that's collapsed as a result of a collapsed wall. So persons traveling along the Badlil has to be very careful of that section of the road. I just wanted to say we got a call from one of the callers indicated made reference to the Road Transport Board, Champagne. And the fact that the police, on the members of the traffic department, the inspector in charge or the officer in charge of traffic is a member of the Road Transport Board. And in respect to, and that information revealed today from the callers about the motorcycle, the unavailability or the difficulty in getting adequate insurance for motorcycles.
Yeah.
That was one of the highlights of the show. And it's something that the police is grappling with. Another caller made, and I don't want people to get the impression that the police is allowing persons
to ride without
insurance. That's not true at all. In fact, that's the direct opposite, because that's why all the motorcycles are impounded.
That's right.
And there are a lot of motorcycles impounded around the island in every station.
Yeah.
Some of the motorcycles, we have them inside the station because we cannot keep them outside because, theft and so on. And so the police will not tolerate motorcycles on the road, with public road, without insurance. Whatever insurance issues that the motorcyclists have to be taken to the insurance council, whatever, make a representation for themselves, or we can do that, we can highlight it via the officer in charge of traffic through the Road Transport Board, so that the ministry can cause something to happen, some dialogue between the insurance council and so on. But that's not the police responsibility per se.
Yeah.
Okay? We don't really deal, we cannot direct the insurance companies what to do.
All right?
So,
to force them into insuring motorcycles.
So we really have to do what we have to do.
Yeah, something has to be done in that regard. And the insurance is running a business, and I believe the reason for them not insuring motorcyclists is because of the frequency of claims or accidents.
Yeah, but even for the as you were on that Champagne, I was just thinking, the regulations that govern the motorcyclist subsector of the motoring thing there is still very much in shambles. Because what's the duration of a permit to drive a car? I think it is 6 months, I think.
6 months.
6 months. So why is a motorcycle one taking so long to get a license for a motorcycle? So I have been driving for a while.
Right.
So if I choose, look, on a Sunday afternoon, I want to cool out, it will take me another 6 months.
I see what you
Now
said.
that has been addressed. I must tell you.
Because if I have I am in good standing, I just
Exactly.
want to have a motorcycle just to relax.
Right.
I have an endorsement to drive a truck. And if I want an endorsement for a motorcycle, what is the big,
Why is it long?
the big difference?
Yeah, that has been addressed over the years. I can tell you, there are guys who used to renew their permits for 3-4 years, and after a while it became ridiculous. So they tell you within 6 months of having a vehicle, a permit to learn to drive or drive a motorcycle, you ought to be. You don't need to renew the permit. You wouldn't want to go into 1 year of learning to ride a motorcycle. But that existed before. Now, Champagne, most of the guys you would stop on a motorcycle would tell you they have a permit. And you tell them a permit is not a license. A permit is to learn to drive.
That's right.
A permit is not means that you're learning. You're not a driver.
Yeah.
of
Well,
a vehicle.
you're a driver but learning.
Oh, you are learning that.
You're a learning driver.
So we are mixing up the rules now. Nowadays the rules get kind of twisted to facilitate whatever transaction, but it doesn't work so.
Yes, yes.
You see?
All right, Mr. Phillips, I want to give you an opportunity to. I don't want to give you a commercial, but I want to give you an opportunity to talk to St. Lucian about GTM. I know you have made your last statements, but to let St. Lucian know what this company is about and how safe it is to show with GTM.
Well, GTM has been in St. Lucia for over 65 years. Over 65 years. And we have expanded from the branch on Chaussee Road. The main headquarters is now at Shock. We have office in the south.
Right.
And Clark Street in V4. And we have an agency at Blue Coral.
Right.
MIA, Mirage Insurance Brokers, who are directly involved with GTM. And we looking to broaden and deepen our existence, not just for business, but to be part of everything that happens in the country.
Yeah.
Yes. I guess
65 years is a long time.
We were in the domino thing many years ago. We had Walk for Life, so we have been in the fabric of the society in a number of areas. We have had a number of walks, both in the north and the south.
Okay.
We've Walk for Life, the Domino Rama, we were around with that. We've had bursary programs for our members of our policyholders. Our clients whose children have we've used the vehicle of insurance to further enhance the human resource through education.
Education,
yes.
That is great.
Yes, so we've been there and continuing to be there.
Good stuff.
So we're hoping that in the future that we can expand both the policies we provide to serve the public as there's ever need for change and improvement as well, and to be part of that change.
What is your clientele like?
Well, you're asking me now for a numeral representation.
That could help because someone listening could say, you know what, these people have so many customers, let me join them, there must be something good.
While numbers would say one statement, I think the quality of service would say another statement.
Exactly.
So I go for qualitative rather than quantitative.
Okay, all right.
Yes. But it was remiss of me that I left out my sales team. I mentioned admin and administrative staff.
Okay.
But sorry, my apology to my sales team, both the north and the south. Let's keep on doing the good work. We've always been provided for in the past. COVID or no COVID, we will be provided for.
All right.
I want to say keep up the good work. Keep on pushing forward. And to all of our prospective clients, present clients, we're looking to serve you better, more efficiently in the future.
Beautiful.
And we sound solid and reliable.
You sound solid. You could sound right. This is why you're in insurance, You're in insurance because you know how to deal with that thing. Well, when you're ready, Mr. Phillips, it's on your time. You give the inspector a call, and we'll be happy to have you back.
Yes,
we
want to
this
do.
time you want to come
one of the. You noticed that there was a slight kind of a lackadaisical approach to motor insurance. Some people said they're doing it just because.
That's right. They said
and the just because within the bigger scope of things is more than just because. Because you're doing yourself a favor.
I believe so.
Because we don't know what can befall us. We really don't know what can befall us. And so we don't have to wait when we get there to then say, pass with a tin cup and say, help me, please.
You said something earlier, and that listen to me, that resonated with me so much. I didn't pay my insurance for 2 days after it had expired, and I never drove properly, I was driving the vehicle. I'm going to be honest, I was driving the vehicle, but I was shaking like crazy, because you're thinking, boy, what if I hit somebody? What if I hit somebody's vehicle?
And sometimes somebody may hit you.
And all of that come into the equation. So you're not at ease. You're driving because you're not at ease. You're thinking, so you have to quickly hurry and park that car. You just have to do what you have. But when you pay that thing, you get a huge side of relief after you pay it.
And not just paying it, but knowing that the company you have paid to is reliable.
It's reliable.
It's reliable. That you can report your matter to them and that you'll be taken care of.
It's true.
That's the reliability upon which we build the foundation of GTM.
I agree. My brother, thank you very much, and we hope we could see you in very, very short time because we have not touched on a lot of things.
Yeah, maybe, but that takes a lot of prepared work.
And the next time you come in, maybe we could look into something with regarding the motorcycles and give us a breakdown and what could be done.
Inspector would have, and don't forget a number of things. We might have to liaise with the regulators. We might have to liaise with Road Transport Board and all of that to know what's happening. So we cannot just take a decision arbitrarily and say, look, we're insuring.
I understand.
We must have some guidance
with
our reinsurers as well. So it's not just taking a decision on a whim. It's something that you have to do with information, empirical data.
All right.
Yes, in closing and before we leave, I just want to say that Corporal Sergis and Sergeant Gustav, as usual, were tuned in.
Yes,
they were messaging me and so on, passing on some information.
Yeah, and this is our two other police officers.
Yes. And the lady who called, the last call, I believe she was.
Yes.
Who were concerned about the insurance and so on. Keep listening to Sky FM. By the next program,
you might get something.
You might get some more.
Something.
Mr. Phillips might come back here, and GTM and other insurance companies will be tuned in.
Yes.
And they might give us something for the Christmas.
No, seriously, I think it's necessary. I think, because that is why we had the two callers, and I know both of the callers, they're both taxi drivers, and they said that 15 years and 9 years. You look at a guy with a company for 15 years, he never made a claim. And he changed his vehicle, and he's saying, okay, what deal could you give me? I've never made a claim, but I bought this vehicle, and can you offer me something that I can work with? And to say to him no, well, he didn't say you said no. You gave him a price, and he is shopping around and got something as a difference of 800. And if he comes back to you and say, wait a minute, I shopped around and I got a difference of 800. I believe that company that he had been with for 15 years should come down to that level. That is just me.
Yeah, but that might not always be possible to come down to that level, but to
balance it off.
To balance it off in some way. Yes. But in the client's mind, that's what I get, and you ought to.
Oh, okay.
But there are these things. These things don't always work out like that. Insurance is not something you go by the market and negotiate. But let me give you the other side of economics. Market forces regulate everything, self-regulatory. If there is a lot of something, there's a glut on the market, the price drop. Let's look at cucumbers, for example. Before the heavy downpour 2 months ago, cucumbers were $1 a bag.
That's right.
Since the heavy downpour, melon went up, all of these got destroyed.
Right,
and so the market has regulated itself. Now it's $5 for the same bag.
Because it's scarce.
It's scarce.
Yes,
and so when you have a lot of
produce or
claims, you have a lot of claims coming out of what you had before.
Yes. All
insurances are under pressure.
I understand.
We can replace a vehicle with your eyes closed, but you cannot replace, a person coming out a bus, coming out of a number of people getting injured.
Got killed or
you're talking serious, and it's not just the money, but also
pain and
suffering, and all of the other factors that dollars cannot replace, dollars cannot represent.
I am so happy because this is educational, what you're just saying to our people, because a lot of people are just of the insurance, but there's a lot of different factors.
There are a lot of different factors that we have to consider before making a statement.
Very well said, my friend. This is why we're happy that you came today, and we're expecting to have you again in short time.
Yes.
Thank you very much, my friend.
I will do my best.
Yes,
thank you for your time and
it's just unfortunate I can't give you a check, but I would love for you to give me one.
We'll work something out on a reciprocal basis.
Okay, my brother. Have a good afternoon.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Inspector. All right, beautiful. All right, Senator Show, what a beautiful program. It is very, very nice to have Mr. Phillips here, and we're going to have him again, as he has promised us to come back to talk to us a little more about insurance. A lady called me earlier, and she's celebrating her birthday tomorrow, Miss Maura, and she wanted to hear this song by Lionel Richie, As I See My Guests Out. Beautiful afternoon to you. Are you dancing on the ceiling?
Hi, Champagne. Good afternoon.
How are you, sir?
Am I live on air?
Yes, you are.
No, I prefer to talk to you off air, please.
But I could only give you a few seconds, though.
Yeah, sure. I won't.
All right, beautiful.
I'm not gonna bye.
I'm Amira Sere and I'm a student at the Monipo Pasias Combined School. I'm in grade 6 and my teacher is Miss Stanislas. My favorite subject would be math. I don't normally like it, but my teacher makes it finds a way to make it fun. I also love the positive quote she put up all over the walls. It reminds me to keep going. Also, the new wing is very impressive. The balcony is very large. So at break time, I can eat my snack and, go for a nice little walk. I also like the size of the classroom, so I'm not sticking on anybody because, 6 feet apart. Before, it was a rocky ride coming to school when I normally take the bus. But now, the drivers don't have any complaints now that the district rep fixed it. Before, it was like a rocky, stony road. The road, but now that they fixed it with some concrete and nice tools, it's a smooth ride. I may even fall asleep. Thank you, Dr. Rigobert.
People-centered, community-focused, building economic empowerment and resilience in our constituencies. Let's talk Let us discuss Constituency Vibes with me, your host, Ricky Alexander, every Wednesday on Sky FM 93.1 from 8 p.m.